around the mic, talking ham and freedom, it's all we really like. Transmission waves and laughter in the air tonight. Tune in, live free and ham, it's gonna be a sight. From the underground to your speakers way loud, Live Free and Ham is here, watch us move the crowd. Live free and ham, we're rocking the land with a signal so strong you wanna understand. Freedom and vibes straight from the band, it's the Live Free and Ham podcast, man. Flipping switches, turning dials, chasing freedom's call. We'll make you laugh and think, oh, we got it all. Face your fears on this wild ride with the Live Free and Ham by your side. Through the static and the noise, we cut right through, bringing stories and the truth, fresh and new. Buckle up and join us on this crazy trip. Live free and ham, now you're catching the drip. Live free and ham, we're rocking the land with a signal so strong you wanna understand. Freedom and vibes straight from the band, it's the Live Free and Ham podcast, man. The signal so strong you wanna understand. Freedom and vibes straight from the band, it's the Live Free and Ham podcast, man. Live free and ham, we're rocking the land with a signal so strong you wanna understand. Freedom and vibes straight from the band, it's the Live Free and Ham podcast, man.
All right. Woohoo. Man, it's a marathon, my friends. It's a marathon. We are going full steam here. We're running on turbo boost. Well, we're Live Free and Ham, guys. I have no idea who's in the chat. Todd's busy. I don't know. Probably, refilling that drink and maybe falling asleep at the bubbler. Who knows? We just kind of came off of a regular recording. And realized that we were running a little late. So, hey, we're just going to run right in the live stream and we're going to do like in usual Live Free and Ham fashion. We're going to wing it. It's the best thing we do, right?
It always works best when we wing it.
Yeah. Yep. It does. So,
I don't give a shit. I'm just going to say this. I don't give a shit. HRCC's live streaming right now. We're not going to impose on them. No. We're not going to take away from the 35,000 subscribers that they've got over there. Yep. We're fine. We just hit 500. Thank you very much. We appreciate everybody that loves us.
We're a 0.001 in the HRCC bucket of subscribers. So we appreciate all of that 0.001 folks, because you guys are the loyal listeners there in the chat. And we see Bob as always there. Good to see you, Bob. Chris in Radio Life is there. Brad, we got a bunch of guys there. So again, thank you guys for hanging out with us. It's a blast, and so we're here. Like Paul said, we're with the 500 subscriber giveaways. Mike, Tortoise Overland's hanging out with us, and maybe Todd might join us. I don't know. Did Todd say he was coming back? Did we chase him off?
No, he did say he was coming back. Yeah, he said he had to go get a beverage.
Okay. All right. Well, good. Then we'll hopefully he's not running out to the store to get a beverage. He's just going to his fridge. But we'll see how that one goes. So, and we've lost Tortoise Overland to, some wild bear maybe or whatever. I don't know. He's in his car at the moment. So we'll see how that one goes. Cool. All right. Well, hey, with that, I'm Eric, N1JUR with Live Free and Ham. And, thank you guys for joining. Like we said, this is our...
Is that who you are?
I am. Yeah. Last time I checked, it's good to see you actually got your little, monogram down below you. You didn't have that last recording. I had no idea who I was talking to when we were talking.
I'm here, guys. I'm here. I'm just doing some dog duty real quick.
Dog duty as in like dog, like Dealing with the
Dog
dog
poop.
or dog duty?
Dealing with the dog.
Got it. Okay, just want to be clear
Yeah.
on that one.
All right.
Good.
Double bag it if you have to.
Oh yeah, right, exactly. Remember, bend down and scoop. That's the rule.
Thanks,
Anyway.
guys.
Yeah, I'm glad to help out, man. Anytime. So with that, this is our 500 subscriber giveaway, guys. We finally crept over 500 subscribers in our YouTube world. We're way way beyond that in our podcast land, but all good. We love every 500 individual subscribers. Each and one of you guys. We are bot free. Those are all original subscribers. Every single one of them.
Did
This
you
is a
count 'em?
grassroots podcast, man.
Yep, exactly. So anyway, all right. Well, with that, let's go around. What are you drinking there, Mr. N1OG?
Well, so I mean, I've got my usual, which is the Folds of
Nice.
Honor Budweiser.
Oh,
right.
okay.
Because
Ooh.
because we do love Folds of Honor. I wish. Oh.
Okay, Todd probably flipped something. As always.
Damn it, Todd.
Okay. We're not starting over.
I know. There we go. Back to normal.
All right. And then I've also got Glenfiddich 12. It's a
Very
nice, inexpensive bottle, but it's very tasty.
All right, nice. Yep. Very
And,
cool. Well,
It's
oh, and the good old FU. We got to get a couple of FU stickers, man. I need those. Got to round up a lot.
I got a few. I'll definitely save you a couple.
Awesome. Good. Well, we got, like I said, a few people in there. Bob wants us to say hello to his grandkids there. Hello,
grandkids.
Harrison and Adeline. Don't know you,
Yeah.
but we know Bob well, so we treat you the same way. Here's to you.
Thanks for being there, Harrison and Adeline.
Mm-hmm.
Watson, stop barking.
It's like doggy daycare tonight.
Well, so in all fairness, okay, so this weekend is a big deal here at the Drop Zone. It is the Independence and Legends Boogie. And I've never been to a boogie, but from what I'm told, it's very similar to kind of a ham festival where there's going to be, vendors, there's going to be a whole bunch of extra planes. They've even got a helicopter coming.
Whoa.
Unfortunately, you need a B license or higher to jump out of the helicopter.
Okay.
So there's no helicopter for me, but so the RV park here is just it's hopping. There's a lot of people that are coming in, getting ready for the weekend. My neighbor is a super cool guy. He's said he's around 1,400 jumps. He's been jumping for 15 years. Yeah, really nice guy. But so he's next door and he's got a dog, and so yeah, that's kind of captured Watson's attention.
Nice. Oh, well, good, man. Dude, it sounds like it's a big blast. So it's just like a whole kind of weekend gathering for the 4th, and everyone just jumps out of planes and drinks and has food.
Yeah, so so tomorrow the extra planes are coming in. I'm super excited for the Sky Van.
What's that?
All right, so the Sky Van, it's a twin prop plane, but instead of jumping out of the side of the plane like you've seen in my videos, it's got a door in the back, and so
big ass boxcar with wings.
you can actually stand up inside of it. Like
Wow.
it's that tall that you can stand up inside of it and then like go out the back. So I'm super excited for that. Like I can't wait to jump out of that freaking plane. But yeah, so that plane will be here tomorrow. There's a potluck dinner tomorrow night. Then Friday there's planes and demos. I'm going to go to one demo to help out as ground crew. Carlos is going to be jumping at a different demo. Obviously, getting skydiving in, around the demos. And then a big fireworks show, which listen, as a combat veteran that served in Afghanistan, where we were mortared on a daily basis, I've had big issues with fireworks. But for some reason, being here, I don't know if it's being here or what it is, but like the last couple nights, there's been a bunch of fireworks and things, and usually that kind of, I get that tightness in my chest, and like that kind of just unwanted anxiety. But I haven't had it, so I'm gonna go to the fireworks show. This is gonna be the first time that I've been to a fireworks show since I don't know, probably 2010.
Wow.
Yeah, so this is going to be a big deal, and hopefully it's great, and I love it, and I can actually take it in and enjoy it. Fireworks show again.
Mhm.
But yeah, dude, I'm super excited. Saturday night. This is why I said Sunday. I'm probably not going to get a lot of jumps in. Saturday night is the Beer Olympics. And I haven't been put on a team yet, but I did say that I was willing to be on any team that would have an adequate beer drinker. So yeah, so I'm gonna try and take video of what I can, so that I can share it with you guys. But it's gonna be a tremendous weekend. It's gonna be unreal. It's gonna be great.
Nice. Yeah.
Can you guys see me, hear me?
You're good,
We
buddy.
can.
We can see you
You're
and
good.
hear you.
Yeah, I was on before, and I was like a ghost.
Oh,
That's
like a
normal.
ghost.
That's
And then
normal
I-
for Todd.
And then I hit the transition. You guys, oh, Todd must be screwing around. I'm like, yeah, he's trying to get your attention.
hey, Todd.
That's what the chat's for.
I put it.
Did you get it? Did you get a
I didn't say
DTAS?
anything.
What'd you
DTOS?
say?
Did you get a DTOS?
Did I get a what?
No, a D task.
No,
You mean a?
No.
You mean an Ed Dong?
He had dong.
And then
I
dog.
I have one.
Oh, dude, I was dying last night. That was the funniest thing I've ever seen on live.
Oh, dude, yeah, definitely left me in stitches halfway through. I could not keep up with that chat, man. It was getting so bad.
If Joe Brett rolls into Montesano
With
and that
on his roof.
antenna isn't up,
Oh,
dangling around,
His little capacitance hat.
yeah. If that antenna isn't up, dangling around on his vehicle, I'm gonna be some upset, and I'm gonna give him a whole ration of shit for it.
is that all you're gonna give him?
Well,
Oh man, yeah, I'd have to say, yeah, dude, they couldn't have played that any better. It was perfect timing, and just Frank was a great distraction, but amongst the fact that Joe Brett took center stage and unwrapped Christmas twice over, and both of those, I can't tell you how many. I felt bad for his wife Noelle, because it's like the jokes were flying all left and right to that. I'm like, yeah, that antenna is going to be hers. I'm like, oh, poor woman.
Oh God, no.
It was good. It was good. So yeah, if you haven't seen that, go back to the team replay there and check that out. It was definitely worth the watch for sure.
oh, for sure. If there are any Clubhouse episodes that you want to go back and watch, definitely episode 6, episode 32, and 222.
In that order.
The first two, you got to be a channel member to watch. 222, I think that's open for now.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I only caught parts of that one, and I have to become a channel member again because it lapsed. But yeah, I gotta go back and rewatch all those. Cool. All right. Well, with that, Mike, what's going on with you, my friend? Good to see you. Thanks again for hanging out with us tonight. How's Tortoise Overland doing, my friend? I heard you finally popped, as Paul says, popped your cherry.
Yep, I hit up US 0619, the Allegheny National Forest. I'm
Nice.
literally just outside of the actual forest boundary, our house is. So the direction of my truck facing north and south, that way. Well, no, that way. That way is the Allegheny National Forest. And I actually did drive deep into the forest this morning.
Mhm.
I did 20 contacts on
Nice.
40 meters in about 40 minutes.
Dude, that's pretty good. Nice.
Oh yeah.
And what I did is when I got on the Dakota app, I put first activation, and boy, everybody was hitting me.
Yes. They're like,
So
there's a virgin activator out there. Go get him.
That's the way to
to
get.
get them. And got the truck muddy. Pulled out a. There was a place I wanted to go, and there was probably 2.5 foot diameter tree that fell down, all rotten. So I said I was going to take video and say the things we do for POTA, and take video of me actually tying my winch to the stupid tree and pulling it off the road.
Wow. Cleared the path.
Yeah, and then I
Here's-
figured out that there's a pond there full of mosquitoes. So I said, no, I'm going to go that way.
So I got a crazy idea, right? Okay. So I made the mistake today when I was talking to my new neighbor. Well, he's not new, but when I was talking to my neighbor, I said that this was going to be my first boogie. And so in skydiving, anything that is your first, when you get your license, you owe beer.
Oh, no.
So
No,
I think we need to bring that over to ham radio. So Chris
I
Bricker
like that
would
idea.
owe beer for being his first sideband contacts, right? And Michael owes beer for his first POTA activation.
So let's
owe
define
beer
that
for
rule a
your
little
first
bit.
Jump.
Yeah, but that's skydiving. It's not ham radio. So
Listen,
let's.
when
All right.
when I got my license, I gave beer.
Mhm. All right, so here's let's kind of shape this conversation a little bit. So, like, in essence, how much beer does Mike have to give, and what type of beer, and more so, is it based off of total success, total completed contacts, or is it just the activation as a whole is a success? And does he have to pay more beer if he doesn't get a successful activation?
So it's just the fact that it's a first.
Okay, all right, so that
It
makes
was
sense.
successful.
And we'll say a 24 or a 30 pack
All right, so you
My
heard it here.
choice.
of beer of your
My
choice.
Yes.
And is it to
Oh,
just
it'll
the
be
first person he
Heineken.
comes across, or is it just to everybody in his circle?
Oh no, it's when we get together again, right? So
Ah.
like Near Fest, right?
Or actually, before Near Fest, he's coming to 24-hour POTA, so we'll definitely have more beer.
Yes,
And-
there we go.
I changed my mind. It's going to be Guinness Extra Stout,
That works, dude.
Oh,
That's
That
strong.
okay.
That's good.
works.
and it's going to be warm.
Okay. Yeah, I've done warm. Warm's okay. I prefer the chilled version, but hey, I've swallowed a bit.
Yeah, it's beer of your choice. So bring whatever you'd like.
Wow, I like
All
this
right,
rule.
all
All right,
So, all right. So I have
Well-
a question. What about Todd?
What about me?
what about Todd?
When you get your extra, what beer are you bringing?
Oh, we got to now extend this to license class.
It's a first.
No, it's not. I've gotten a license before.
No,
Not as an extra.
Yeah, anything to spend Todd's money. This is not one area he wants to spend it on.
Yeah.
I bet you I get my extra before Todd.
Yeah. You're probably
true.
right.
But Todd likes it. Todd wants to keep the extra going on Live Free and Ham, so
Like-
it's never
like if it
gonna
was
stop.
if it was the beer that if it was me, like if I was for myself, I'd probably just get like Blue Moon or something. I like Blue Moon.
Oh, that's good.
But if Eric was there, I'd probably go down to the brewery and
Spyglass.
Spyglass
my favorite place. Yeah,
and buy him some. I don't know about 30 of them since they're
yeah I
like,
know. But 4-pack is perfectly fine in that because,
A
like
4-pack is-
at
a
8 or
4-pack is
11%
like 30
ABV,
bucks. Yeah,
that's
but,
perfectly
I don't
fine.
know. We'll mix it up. We'll see what happens.
Nice. Okay. Well, you guys hear it first. We've established the rules. So going forward, please spread the rule and let everybody know that if you run into a Virgin ham radio operator that they activates a park successfully, or it doesn't activate at all, it activates in general, the beer has to go forward. So I don't know. Someone come up with a great, slogan for this, and we'll carry it on. But yeah,
You
Be
shall not
Pota
pass.
beers.
Pota beers.
Soda beer.
Not to be confused with Pota Power, because after like 50 beers, you're like, what Pota Power? What?
What?
Pota slurs. But anyway, good deal.
Speaking of Pota
Awesome.
Power,
7,200. Let's go.
So, Mike, we're gonna bring this down a little bit. I'm very, very touched that you felt like I was the one to push you, like I did Todd, into the Pota world.
yeah, but you and Paul both shit on me by not. I'm like, hey guys, look, I am on the air. I'm doing an activation, and Paul's like, I got to get my antenna up, and Eric's like,
Yeah.
I'm not even near radio.
Sadly, I have
Now,
not
had you
added
done it
you.
yesterday,
Mhm.
you could have got park to park with both of us.
Yeah, you could have. That would have been a trifecta for sure. That would have been awesome.
See, that's one thing. The Polo needs a park to park button.
It does.
has one.
It's you just got to go to this. Listen, go to the spotting list, and then all you got to do is
Yeah.
click on the call sign of the person that you're wanting to make a contact with, and it'll auto translate all of their information right over to your contacts field, and then you just put in the signal reports and log it.
Yep.
Right, but what if I'm calling and they call me park to park?
You can select them. You basically put their call sign in and then hit the park to park button. What do you use in Polo? Yeah, just hit the P to P
button.
Park to park.
You
I
hit the
looked
park
for
to
one, I
park
couldn't find
button,
one.
and if they've been spotted at a park, it'll automatically throw the park number in.
Yeah. So here's a little
Ah.
tip. POTA does all the freaking heavy lifting for you. So even if you don't put their park number in, you're still going to get the park to credit, because when you submit your log, it'll
Yep.
go, oh, I need this connection, and you'll get the
Oh,
park
there
credit.
we go. Yeah, I just found it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now here's a little tip.
Pota.
Here's a little tip. So if you're using your POTA app, the Polo app, if you type your frequency that you're going to activate on in the frequency field, actually you don't even have to do that. You can, in the contact field, you can type spot me, SPOTME, space the frequency that you want, and then it'll update the frequency and send it to the spotting page for you right from the command line.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
I didn't know that. That's
It's
cool.
I
freaking
didn't know
awesome.
that.
I love it.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yep.
Jesus, talk about
Now-
being lazy.
Did anybody hear about the little Easter egg that Polo did for Field Day?
Please
No.
copy.
The one where they did please copy? Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. So now there's a please copy option. I don't know if it's still in, it's probably still in there. But yeah, anytime someone says please copy, which it doesn't happen during regular activations, but every once in a while it happens. But yeah,
Oh,
Field
man.
Day is
It
Winners.
caught me like 3 or 4 times.
Winter field day, I was shit faced
oh, you were
because
I
of
heard it.
please copy.
Yeah, that was not the smartest move to say, "Hey, I'll drink every time someone says please copy."
Yeah.
That was the worst thing you could ever do to yourself. Yeah, alcohol poisoning.
Please copy.
And I was drinking scotch and beer, so it was like,
Oh God.
oh,
Mhm.
please copy. All right.
If you want to see how shit-faced N1OG was, head on over to his channel and check out the live stream, because it's still up there. And that was almost 3-hour live stream. That was huge.
Yeah.
I mean, you were
Oh
going
my
forever. I fell asleep halfway through, and I'm like, I woke up to Paul still online. I'm like, oh my gosh, I fell asleep for 45 minutes. He's still online.
Yeah, I should move that to channel members only.
Probably. It might have to be that. But cool. Well, dude, that's awesome. I am super stoked that you activated a park. How do you feel? I guess that's the question I always ask every activator.
Well, it was interesting because I've done a ton of contesting
Sure.
back in
Different.
the day. It is different, but it's once you start getting into the vibe, you start melding a script in your brain, and you're like, oh, this is easy. Let's go. Next call. Okay, I got 19, 18. Okay, guys, I've got 8 more to go to activate this park. I've got 5 more to go. Come on, guys, let's go. It was
Yep.
fun. It was fun, and I had Charlie with me, and I had Isabel in the back, my 2 little co-pilots, and they were quiet, and they were calm, and we just sat in the air conditioning, and I did my contacts, and
That's
I'm
awesome.
chasing mosquitoes.
Yeah, I can imagine. Well, is your door open still or what?
Oh yeah, the door's open. Trust me, if I turned on my truck, you guys wouldn't hear me.
I can imagine. Probably RF.
Hey, Eric, do you have a Toyota?
No, that's Paul. I don't buy
Oh, that's right, that's Paul.
Ram all the way,
Don't
my friend.
go. Oh, well, see, you can't do this. Let me see. See
Do
if you
what?
guys can see that.
I could do that in my Ram.
Can you see my ceiling?
Yeah. I choose to put that on the backside of my chair.
I see
Backside
a
of my
10th
2
mountain in
chairs.
there.
What are those?
Yeah, 10th mountain.
Patches. Yep.
And then
Patches.
my unit patch right there somewhere. But
Yeah.
yeah, 10th Mountain. I'm originally from New York. That's my favorite unit.
Dude, I swear, I think ham radio operators should get into patches. I think that'd be a cool thing to do.
I have a coronavirus too.
We all did at one time.
How do
Yeah,
they
but-
stick?
but-
How do they stick up there?
Velcro.
Oh, Velcro.
Boobs.
Velcro.
All the best.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think it's funny because last night on HRC they were talking about challenge coins and stuff like that. I was looking at them like, oh man, that's expensive, but I'm like, dude, I want patches. I think patches are way cooler.
Patches would be awesome. Challenge coins are really super cool, but they're really super expensive.
Yeah.
Oh my
And you
god,
have
yes.
to buy them in lots.
Yep. And
You can't buy like 5 or 10. You have to buy like
150.
100, 150. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. It's pretty. It's too super expensive, but I can get away with patches, and I think patches are. We should raise the bar and say no more challenge coins, and everything should be patches. And I would love to be able to coat my backside of all of my seats in the back of my truck with all of the ham radio patches. It'd be cool.
That would be cool. Oh yeah, Dodge has all that fuzzy stuff on the back of the seat, don't they?
Yep.
Hey, I got flag and torch patches if anybody needs one.
Okay. Well, when I create mine, I'll swap you one. So we'll definitely have to add that to the list there.
Oh yeah.
Cool. Well, Todd, over to you, buddy. What's been going on? Anything new? I mean, obviously, we just came off of our recorded episode there, so it's like old hat. Hey, there we go. Hey, Kevin, good to see you in there, man.
Yeah, I like I said it before to you guys, but I'll let Mike and everyone on the live stream know. I had to do a trip down to Florida for a day. Supposed to get in at 11 p.m. Got in at 4 in the morning. Got 3 hours of sleep. Brought all my POTA gear down and wasn't able to activate a park because I had to catch a plane back. So I lugged it down and didn't even open it up. So that was kind of disappointing. But besides that, nothing really else going on. I missed field day. I had to take my son to tryouts for the travel team, and I got home. I started doing stuff around the home, and I totally forgot about field day until Eric said, "Hey, did you stop by field day?" I was like, "Oh shit, I totally forgot." And I was so freaking tired. I was like, "Yeah, I'm not going to that." So
I totally missed it too. Don't feel bad.
Oh, you
I was
did?
So,
traveling.
dude,
I
that
was
brings up an
traveling.
interesting point. Like, Paul, you didn't do field day. I didn't do field day. You guys definitely said you didn't do field day. Like, I feel like it's like you either did like your own field day by yourself or maybe 1 or 2 guys, or you didn't do field day at all. I think that I feel like we're in that season again. Like, is that your same feeling? You guys feel the same way?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I was
Wasn't the same this year.
No, it wasn't.
No, it's definitely an off feeling this year.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
hey, we'll throw out the chat. How was your field day? Any of you guys, actually attend field day? Did you have a good experience? If not, did you do it on your own or did you do it all? I'm curious. Throw it in the chat. Let us know. We'll continue this conversation going forward. But hey, we're at like the half hour here, Mark. So, like I said, and we teased, it's the 500 subscriber giveaway. So
Woo!
when we say giveaway, we mean we're giving shit away. It's the simple way. I mean, we're 30 minutes in, so I can use their S word. So I think we're okay. And we're not at 1,000, so we're fine. No problem there.
I'm pretty sure like we were 3 or 4 minutes in when I dropped the first F-bomb.
So we're fine.
Yeah.
We break all the records there.
You're
So,
past
you know-
30 seconds.
So, this is our first time, and you have to give us. We're virgins here. We're gonna try to use the giveaway page here with in EV Mux because we got away from StreamYard because God, they wanted to take my firstborn kid and charge me almost 2 mortgage payments. So we're switching gears here. So we're gonna try the giveaway page here real quick and. Let me flip over to that real quick. You guys, good, excellent. You're all there. So we're not going to use "suck ass" as the first one here. That was just kind of what's in there. So let's change
come on.
Okay, well, fine. We'll use the keyword for "suck ass." So let's put it out there.
God.
So we're going to give away a couple things tonight. So the first one I'm going to throw out there. We'll start a little low. Low is we'll say. We'll start small. And so we're going to give away, Matt sent us a whole bunch of great Reliance antenna stuff. Grouch is already, man, we haven't already started yet. He's already thrown into the ring. So we're going to give away for the first giveaway here. We're going to give away the RF choke. So if you've gone over to Reliance antenna, I got a review coming out on Thursday. So if you can wait till then, you can, check that out. But if you can't, jump into the giveaway here. We're going to give away one of your choice, either the small choke or the large choke. And just so you know, the large choke is a 200 watt, RF choke and allows 200 watts sideband and 100 watts digital CW. And then the smaller version is 100 watts and 60 watts digital and CW. Appropriately. So your choice. You can tell us which one you want in the chat. If you want in on that one, this is the first giveaway. Keyword is "suck ass." So jump on in and let's get this going here. Actually, wait a minute. I don't want to start that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, damn.
I don't want to do that one at all. So let's stop there. So this is the tool here. So we're figuring this shit out here as we go. So I have never done this through this tool. I'm so used to StreamYard. It's literally just made my life. So please, throw "suck ass" # suck ass caps in the chat there. And in a bit we'll come back to that. We'll run the giveaway there.
Paul was gonna win.
I know, right? Exactly. We cannot have Paul. Paul's gonna get one either way, so Paul does not need to be in the giveaway.
Exactly.
Dude, can I just say that you definitely showed your age by saying $.
Yeah,
Because
I know. Sorry. Hashtag right.
No, but that's how it was. Like when we were growing up, it was a fucking $.
Totally, dude. Like, because $. Was like, okay, you had to hit $. On a phone touchpad to be able to make a connection to an operator.
Yeah,
or
it'd be
whatever.
like £99 or whatever.
Yep, exactly.
Yep.
£911, whatever be the case. Yeah, totally. Yep. That we're fucking old guys.
Oh, Jesus.
So I don't know. Outside of that, what else is going on for you guys? Anything crazy new on the horizon for you guys? I mean, obviously Paul's skydiving this weekend, but Mike, you're where right now?
I am in Northwest Pennsylvania. We own some property up
Is
here.
that where the Allegheny National Forest is?
Exactly. I could get out of my truck and throw a rock and hit the forest. Get out of here. But it's been raining up here like unbelievable for the last 2 weeks. I pulled into my yard and my truck sank 3 inches.
Oh.
I was like, I think the yard's a little wet, so let me back out and move over here. So the wife was like, "You're tearing up the yard." I said, "I'm not tearing anything up. I just pulled in."
Dude, that's when you just romp on the throttle and start fucking whipping fucking donuts in the mud.
Oh, let's see. It's my own. I have a little patch of grass on the front yard now. That would not be a good idea. I would hate
Fuck it. You don't
myself
need it.
for that. Oh yeah,
You
I
know-
do. I like my little patch
Mike,
of grass.
Mike.
Get
likes
rid
his
of the grass and then you don't have to mow it.
I love grass. I lived in Arizona. We had a little patch of grass. I looked back at satellite shots of the house that we lived in. They have no grass anymore there. I was so upset.
Yes, George, I have one I can let you borrow. I can borrow from my dad.
But
Okay,
I
so
did bring up the antenna.
which antenna?
I brought up the Base Camp Mini that I bought at Nairfest, and I am going to mount it permanently to the house because obviously it's a Base Camp antenna.
How do you like Matt? I mean, that's a good antenna, but how do you like it?
Oh, dude. Okay. I don't like to disparage other antennas,
Mhm.
but I have a 56-to-1 my antennas
Yeah.
at the house. It's permanently. His antenna is so much quieter. Oh my god, it is. It's 3 to 5 dBs quieter than the my antennas. 56-to-1.
Wow.
Yeah, blew my mind. And I told Matt about that. I was like, dude, your antenna rocks. It is so much quieter than this commercial antenna. So
Dude.
yeah,
His filters are freaking phenomenal. Like I can't tell you. Like I literally was like, all right, we're gonna play this game. So I started my truck because I knew my if fuel the fuel pump was basically super noisy in general for the HF side of stuff. So I started the truck from where I was sitting, and literally that filter knocked the crap out of it. The total band pass. It was awesome. I was like, my gosh, it was quiet as hell. So they are really good, based off of what he's built.
Dodge anyway, so
Yeah, minus the car, whatever, fine. It's still knocked the noise down. Hey, the noise blanker works really great on HF.
Right.
So
yeah, that antenna was phenomenal.
while we're waiting for people to put pound suck ass in the chat,
Yep.
we got a bunch of comments about field day. So Prefham Paul, he wrote good times with Frank the Tank at a park. So we got 3 days of POTA activations. Brad Parker, he wrote did it with the club. He had antenna issues, but still a good time.
Okay.
Tango Oscar Mike Tom, he put club field day, did some GOTA coaching. We had a good time.
Nice.
Which absolutely fantastic on the GOTA. And then Kevin, K0KLB, he said he was out in the cornfield with the dog. Best time ever.
Was he also activated? Or was he also actually part of your station? Did you count him as a contact?
Oh, and TJ here, he said he went to club's field day for a few hours, went home, and operated as a 1 Delta until midnight.
Dude, nice. That's awesome. Make sure when you throw in your logs that you give credit to N1QC. That way we'll go back to the club. Very cool.
Yeah, always throw N1QC in there.
Yep. Queen Charlie.
That's the CQ heard around the world.
Is it? I don't know. Last time I checked, it was close. But
No, you don't remember my song?
I do.
Yeah.
We haven't played that in a while. You should dig that one back up again. Very cool. So, all right. Well, we're getting close here. So we got a couple other things to give away. So let's go back to the giveaway page here and let's run the lovely utility here. See if I can actually figure out how to do this damn thing here. Let's go back to layers here. This will be the first time. So, forgive me for, screwing this up. All right. Well, let's go ahead and run it. We got 15 here in the chat and 22 total. So it's a good number there. Let's kick the start button off and see who wins the decision for the RF choke there. Their choice for either the large or the small. Does this actually stop?
It's not going to be a DTOS. DTOS
I'm
120.
curious, is there a button to stop this?
Hit the space bar. I don't know.
Good question. We'll see. Nope, that doesn't work. Man, this sucks ass. Totally.
Well,
oh wait. Oh, slow down.
It's a Price is Right wheel.
Exactly right. Yeah, there you go. All right. Oh. Crouch wins at there we go.
Hey!
Whiskey 5, Papa India Alpha. Jason, cool. Well, dude,
Jason.
congrats, Jason. Dude, do me a favor. Send me an email at livefreeandham@gmail.com. Let me know which size you want. You can head over to Matt's website to kind of get an idea. And we will get that out. Make sure if your QRZ information is different than what you got up there, send that in an email. Otherwise, I'll use what's in QRZ. And congratulations.
Nice.
Awesome. Cool. All right. Well,
Hell yeah.
Hey, we figured out the chat stuff, guys. We're rocking. Woohoo.
Hey,
Now-
just to let everybody know in the chat, I'm running bare bones here. All I can see is our stuff. So I saw some people said hello. I'm just saying hello
Cool.
because I can't get I can't
I
do
know.
any of this. I'm just here.
Yeah, you're right. He's on the phone. So, he's
No, I'm
limited to
not on the
screen
phone.
size.
I'm on a laptop. But
Oh,
it's so
Oh.
far away from me, I can't see the damn thing.
See,
Got it.
I was gonna say you're doing like To, where the other day he was in his Ford, and Jim had to do all the comments and everything.
That's funny.
very cool.
But- Eric, I don't know if you got my message, but I want to throw one thing into the giveaway. I will give away anything from my store other than a hoodie.
Okay. There you go.
So any
Yeah,
T-shirt, any coffee mug, hat, just not a hoodie.
Well, you want to run that
Hoodies
now? Or
are
you want to wait a
fucking
couple minutes? I know, right? Well, you want to run that now, and you want to give us a keyword or what?
Yeah, all right. Here, let me. I'll put the
Go in
link
chat.
to the store in the chat,
All right.
and pick a good keyword. Something grouchy.
Something grouchy. Okay, there we go. That's what I'm gonna go with. Something. Here we go. There we go. So, man, this Elijah Craig kicked him in the ass. Something. Oh, gee, there we go.
Even better if you fuck it up,
Yeah,
and the chat has to figure it out.
It's gonna be pretty bad. I'll make it a little easy because here we go. Let's do. How the hell do you reset here? All right, there we go. Reset. There we go.
Hampshire, New Hampshire.
Something grouchy. There we go. That's the keyword. Let's shrink this down here so people can see that. That's the keyword, my friends. So we'll put this. Actually, we can resize this here. That way we don't have to keep switching views here. So
Awesome. Thank you,
There we
Jason,
go.
for the $3 super chat.
nice. There we go. Bring this into full view. That way you can see both. All right. So the keyword is something grouchy. If you want to get in on the giveaway for Paul's, from his store, anything except a hoodie. So there we go.
Anything other than a hoodie.
Oh, let's keep scrolling. Cool. All right. We'll leave that there.
Something grouchy.
Oh, awesome. All right. Well, so we didn't do field day, but anybody actually get it? I mean, did you do anything at all, like in the confines of field day weekend, or you basically just ignore it altogether?
Who, me?
Anybody?
Anybody?
I know.
I didn't do it.
No, I know you didn't do any radio at all. Mike, none of you.
I packed on Saturday and drove Sunday, 9 hours straight from Massachusetts to the lovely wilds of Northwest PA.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I mean, literally 9 hour drive, and yeah, it's harsh. I mean, if you're just trying to push through, and you've got dogs, you've got to stop, you got to let them out. You got to stop and get gas because this thing has a gas tank the size of a freaking mop bucket. So,
Mhm.
yeah, this thing's terrible. I need a real gas tank. Hey, I'm gonna start a what is that? I'm gonna start one of those pages there, GoFundMe page, so I can spend the $2,800 for the new fuel tank upgrade kit on this thing.
Well, I wish you all the best. I did a GoFundMe for skydiving, and I got $125. $100 of it was from Todd. and 25 was from his friend.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, if I would have known that you had one, I would have chipped in.
She watches your skydiving. She thinks it's pretty cool.
Well, you know, if you actually listen to Live Free Ham regularly, you'd realize that we actually advertise a button all the time up at our, livefreeham.com webpage up in the top right-hand corner if you want to help out, the Grouch there. What are you working on? Your B license or D license? What's the next license you're working on?
No, so B is the next one, and I should have the B by the end of the month. But I took the GoFundMe down. So if you want to contribute, super chats is kind of probably the best way.
Okay. All right. Well, then, thanks for the communication there as a ham radio operator. Let me know I can take the button down.
Hey, in all fairness, I just took it down yesterday. So, and thank you, Ziggy, for the $1.75. Much
Very
appreciated.
Cool. Nice job. Awesome. Cool. All right. Good on Jason, and I'll make sure we get him out that.
Super chats.
Oh no, Mike's on the computer there now. We're in trouble. So awesome. I don't know. Outside of that, I have to say, for those that are noticed, at least on my channel, I got a nice review coming out with an antenna, but or not an antenna with a obviously the RF choke, but I was able to actually work there. Good with NO&OG and Chris and Radio Life there. It was good to make contact with those guys. Bands. I think the bands are getting a little bit better. I don't know. What do you guys feel on that one?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
I haven't been on lately, so I couldn't tell you.
Well, we're a good supporting, community here. We can give you a great, up to the minute info there, Mike.
I'm just waiting for you guys to tell me the bands are.
Sorry.
When 10 meters opens up, let me know.
10 meters will open in the fall.
Yeah, you have to wait.
Right. Like, it's just because we're summertime, like it is what it is. 10 meters is not going to be good in the summertime.
No, it never is.
Yeah, but no, there's a lot of fading and stuff, but the bands aren't bad. Thank you, Michael. Really appreciate that.
Sorry, I clicked the button by accident.
It's all good. No, thank you.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, dude, it's kind of funny. Like, I keep forgetting every year, like right around this time, 6 meters is always on fire. It's always like, everyone talks about the Magic Band and how great it is. And not that I'm going to slight Mike, because Mike does a freaking awesome job, picking up all those bands and doing, all the, the activity around those bands. But like every time I hop on 6 meters, like I get dead air. It's just like a bad thing for me. So I kind of just ignore it and, wait till, we get past 6 meters and then get back to HF.
Hey, did you watch any of those, the CB YouTube channel?
Oh, the lawnmower man. My gosh, dude, my head is spinning. I hate it. Oh my gosh.
That total, I was like, yep. I was like on the verge. I'm like, I'm gonna go get one of those CB radios and give it a shot. And then I was like, no freaking way. I'm like, no.
So
I've got an 891 for that.
So yeah, for those that are subscribers to Live Free and Ham, the podcast, and even the YouTube channel, we had Walt on because the previous episode before, we were like, Paul was talking about CB and how great he uses CB to talk to the truckers during traffic jams, and we're like, dude, Waze solves that problem for you. You don't have to talk to anybody to figure out what the traffic reports are. And they're like, well, we gotta have Walt on because Walt's the big CB guy. So we had Walt on. I did not. I am reporting here today. You heard it live on this live stream. I have not gone over to N1OG's house yet and picked up the Bearcat yet. I am reluctant to right now because I've got way too much on my freaking plate that if I took that radio, it would probably just be better sitting at home than it would be in my shack doing nothing. So, yeah.
It's just sitting at my house doing nothing.
True. Okay, so that's a scanner though. That's not a CB radio.
Well, I got an 885 that has a scanner built into it, dude.
Okay. Now, how much?
You pick up the unit in 885.
Yeah.
It's got a antenna there, and no matter where you go in the country, it automatically programs the scanner for you.
Okay. Yeah, dude.
So-
So
Fancy.
very fancy. I agree, but dude, okay. I'm gonna confess, like I am not a SWL, scanner listener. I had an aunt growing up as a kid who listened to it, but I was like, dude, I want to freaking talk. I don't want to listen to people talk on the radio through a scanner. So I never really like jumped on the scanner bandwagon. So I never really it's kind of funny because like I had 4 Bearcat. Oh man, I can't remember what the models were, but they were P25. They were pretty much like, full blown, encrypted units and the whole 9 yards. I just gave them away to another ham that actually did shortwave listening because like they were doing nothing for me. And like,
Well, part of the problem now, like if you're into scanners and like listening to police and stuff, everything is encrypted. So it's not like when I was a kid and you could hear everything that was going on in the conversations like live.
Mike is clenching his butt.
No. Not everything is encrypted. Everything went to P25 digital. So, like, when I lived in Nashville, God bless, I was getting calls from all the radio stations or TV stations because we did a lot of their radio work for them. We put their two-way radios in their helicopters and a bunch of stuff. But they had scanners set up in the newsroom. And they called me one morning and said, Nashville Fire and Nashville Police went digital or something. We can't hear them anymore. And I'm like, no, they didn't go digital. They went P25, fully digital. And they're like, so what do we do? I said, you're going to spend some money for a nice digital scanner now.
Yeah, but so our 2 of our largest cities, and they're not large, but for New Hampshire, there are 2. They all went digital. You can still get the fire and the ambulance, but the police, they all went digital because the internet had a bunch of guys posting news stations and they were showing up to like shootings and stuff before the police.
Wow.
And it was causing a problem.
Wow.
So Manchester, I think they spent $250,000 to encrypt all their channels. They get new radios and stuff. They had one channel that was encrypted, but they needed more. So once they did it, then Nashua, the second largest city, they followed suit. And now I used to listen to them, and now you get nothing. So unless you have their radios, you're not listening to crap.
Well, most of the paging is analog because digital pagers are expensive, and most of their straight paging is analog still. It should be.
Yeah. Now our state police and county and stuff, they're still analog, so you can still get that. But as soon as if there's a SWAT incident and the state police SWAT, that goes encrypted. They have encrypted channels. So you basically around here, you just hear the stupid bullshit like, can you go to 391 Main Street for a domestic? Or can you do a welfare or what do they call it? Not a welfare check.
Welfare check. Yeah,
welfare check.
Welfare check at this, and so.
Well, we just did 4. It was $2.5 million upgrade for New Hampshire Electric Cooperative. Now they went digital, but they went DMR, and they did capacity max. 14 sites. We did their system. We just did that last year. Absolutely beautiful system too.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're getting at the top of the hour, guys, real quick. We'll keep going. But, at 10 o'clock, we'll, run the next giveaway there for the Grouch. So if you haven't jumped in, I see Poto Power in there. And, I did star real quick. How the hell do we do this? Oh, there we go. Yeah.
You go to the filter.
Yeah, got it. Yeah. So, my TO, which should be OTO, we need to call him OTO. I think that's a proper way of saying it instead of just calling him my TO.
Nice.
Yeah, OTO.
No,
the other TO.
I am Julie's TO. I'm sorry.
You are, but that's kind of in terms of endearment. You know, I think for the general populace, it should be OTO.
Okay. Well, I know
But-
Vaughn would kick my ass anyway, so.
So what I want to know though, right, is if we go down to Florida, is Julie going to give us a tour of the villages? Because I just want to sightsee the shit out of the villages.
Mhm.
I want to see all the different colored scrunchies.
I thought it was loofahs.
Yeah, it's close. Probably both.
Yeah, probably both.
Dude, yeah, we love Pota Power. We had them on, and those guys rock. Vaughn and Julie, you know, both you know, characters in and of their own right, and you know, dude, we love Pota Power, and you know, keep doing what you're doing, guys. Awesome stuff.
Yeah, hope to
wanna
see you
talk
guys in
about
Huntsville.
hyperactive OCD. Go watch Photo Power.
Yeah. So those that are on the chat, you know, the rest of the Live Free and Ham cronies, me and Todd, are not going to be at Huntsville. So Paul is going to be representing us 110%. So we're shipping a crap ton of, you know, stickers and other stuff to him. So if you want some good Live Free and Ham stuff, seek him out. What site are you, Paul? Let him know.
Okay. Site number 33 from the 11th to the 18th at Montesano State Park. That's where you will find me.
There you go. So yeah, if you want some good stuff,
That was
I
in
might.
between-
Except for Friday when I'm jumping with Carlos.
Yeah, true. Right. Well, so yeah. We'll throw in a couple extra goodies. I've got a couple of stuff, you know, from Reliance Antenna and a few other things I think we'll throw in there that Paul can give away. So, you know, if you want some swag, you want some good stuff, you know, seek Paul out. You know where to find him. Find the Grouch, or just ask for the Grouch. You know, and they'll point you in the right direction.
Julie's got me. Yes.
There you go. I got your tour, Grouch. Nice job. All right. Well, we're at the top of the hour here, so let's finally run this, you know, giveaway for the Grouch here.
Spin that wheel.
Wheel. Oh, fish. All right. Come on. What the heck is it giving?
Wheel of
There we go.
fish. Oh, God.
Start. There we go. The wheel is running. Let's,
Dude,
try
we
it.
can't see that. You need
I
to
know.
open
Well,
that
there
up
we
a
go.
little bit.
So you whiner. There we go.
Yeah, oh, so you put it right behind everybody.
No,
There you
dude.
go.
Give me a second. Jeez. So sorry. I'm not moving fast enough for you, Mike.
No, it's first time for everything. You know, we understand.
No kidding. Mhm.
All right. So Frequency Frontier is going to be at 60. So I guarantee if I don't see you at site 60, I'll see you at site 51A when we have coffee with Carlos.
Carlos. Yep. Oh, here we go. Rolling down.
I might just take a plane and fly down.
Ooh, 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 ooh. If the
Oh,
Grouch runs, we're gonna spin. There we go. 75 owned ham. All right. Okay. Well, there you go.
Right.
So if 75 owned ham, you know, hit me up, or actually hit the Grouch up. So Grouch, go ahead and give him your email, and that way,
Yeah. So Ziggy, just send me a message in Discord. Let me know what it is that you want out of my store. Anything other than a hoodie, and I'll send it your way.
I have
There
a
you go.
question. How does 75 ohms work with ham radio?
It works. It works. It's
Paul
magic,
knows
but it works.
she's tried to do it several times with coax at 75 ohms. How did that go?
Yeah. No, it works.
He said he
You-
wants the hoodie.
yeah, of course, Ziggy wants a hoodie.
We're gonna send you the half crop top version. You know, whatever.
Oh my god, that'd be hilarious.
Very cool.
With the
Oh,
cup
man.
sleeves.
So you are so with you know ham. I freaking can't do this. You know, ham, not Camcation. Help me out here, man. My brain is just
Huntsville.
like Huntsville. Thank you. We really need to figure out how to rename
Definitely.
these so they're like not all the same H's. So I'm getting to like 51
It's-
now at this point.
Orlando, and
There we go.
then Dayton, and then Huntsville.
Okay, so Huntsville, fine. Well, that'll make it a little easier, hopefully, as I lock it in my brain. So,
Yeah.
What? So you're just jumping. You're gonna maybe partake in any of the other stuff that's going on down there?
As far as what?
Well, I know To's got a ton of stuff going on. I mean, he's been doing a lot of videos and stuff like that for 4 days in August or whatever that they're working on.
Yeah, well, so the 4 days in August is turning into 5 days in August because
Why not?
there's a few of us that are going to be there for 5 days instead of four. But yeah, no, there's a whole bunch of cool stuff being planned. If you're not in the Toads Discord, there's a channel. It's called Huntsville FDIA. And everything is in there. Plus, there's been a couple planning live streams. But yeah, there's going to be Meshtastic stuff going on Wednesday. There's going to be I think Gigaparts on Thursday. We're working out some details on some other things. Like there's a ton of cool stuff going on. The anti forum is what Tio calls it, and I dig that because, well, but so like, all right, listen, I'm a hands-on person. Like I can sit in a seminar and I can take in information, but it's not the same as if like I've got my hands on and I'm building something with somebody, right? Like I can solder. I mean, it's not great, but I can do it. It's way better than fucking Frank. Sorry, Frank, but listen, you suck at soldering. You just need to practice more. But so I think the concept is fantastic, right? Like it's where you go and somebody teaches you something, but you learn how to do it with your hands. Like for somebody like me that is a hands-on learner, like that's ideal, So I'm glad they're doing it. I'm pumped. Dude, this whole year is full of like things that I've always wanted to do, and I always said, well, someday I'm going to do that, right? Someday I'm going to go skydiving. Someday I'm going to go to a big ham fest. Someday I'm going to travel around the country in an RV, and I'm going to live an RV life. I'm fucking doing it, man, and I love it. I got and not only right. I was actually talking to somebody last night. Like I'm overachieving my goals for this year. Like I set out as one of my goals to get my A license in skydiving. I'm going to leave here with my B license in skydiving.
Wow.
Oh, Jesus, Michael, you turned all the lights off.
Ooh, romantic Michael.
Shit.
Whiskey 8, Charlie, Juliet, Lima. That's Chris, right?
Yes. Actually,
yeah, good night, Chris. Thanks for being here, man.
Chris, before you go, I need to know, has Parker ready for his tests?
Ooh, yeah, July 12th. July
Yep.
12th. We're talking about changing it from in person to remote. So I'm just going to see if I can get the V's.
Okay. Oh, I didn't know you roped into that. That's cool. Okay.
No, dude,
Hi,
I told you had to run the in-person session.
Oh, no. So that, yeah. So, but Parker's not part of that. Yeah. No, he's part of something. He's with Glarg.
Yeah, but so what? Why can't he jump in on our session?
He can, but like, I think he's already registered with Glarg.
So
Chris
what?
Okay, fine. I don't like to steal. That's my, I'm
a Glarg VE too. I don't give a shit.
Okay, fine, whatever. Chris, you let us know. Hit me up, via email, and we'll see what we can do. Because Paul's apparently got a lot of extra time on his hands.
I don't, but like I'm passionate about VE testing, and so if we can get New Ham's license, let's do it, man.
Well, dude, he's already registered with Glarg, so it's like I'm like, okay, dude, as long as you're within the 2 weeks, and so far he is. So I think I'm hoping we'll have some good success, and he'll announce that he's got his technician. So those that don't know, long story short, I had a video that I posted on my channel where I activated with Chris, and Parker, his son, was an unlicensed. What the heck was that? Mike, dogs. And long story short, Parker was working to get his technician, and I said, hey, I'm going to sweeten the deal. I'm going to throw an antenna your way. So I gave him a Buddy Pole Pro, and I said, in 2 weeks, sign up for your sign up for registering and getting your technician. And he's locked in with Glarg. So I'm hoping, by the end of this weekend, he'll have able to report back that he has got his call sign and ready to go. So all good. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Sweet. PHP. I'm just catching up here on the chat here. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, no. So Prep Paul said in the chat, he said gonna do some POTA with PHP is what he's gonna do, and I was like, PHP? I don't know what PHP is. So you gotta help me out there, Paul.
Paul, if you're bored and you want to come join, Paul will hit you up with the link. So feel free to jump in the chat here and hang out with us. You're more than welcome to come join us. So Paul, if you want to throw that out to him in Discord or wherever, be awesome. Love to have him on.
Yeah, I got it.
Cool. All right. Well, we're getting close to the quarter of the hour here, and we'll start the second giveaway and go from there. But
now
keep that coming. Wow, Mike, I see you in full view now, man. It's a little weird. Where the heck are you? Yeah, too close.
Oh, I'm in the house. My battery started dying, and I was like, oh, no, I better go and plug in.
You got it.
Michael, you, all right. Listen, real quick, right? So you just gave one of those, right? And so I always do that. Like, yeah, fuck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
I never realized that the hand that I do it with says
fine.
live.
Yep.
And so it's like, yeah, fucking live, man.
Yeah.
I don't have that, so
Fucking live.
Well, now you got to bring the other part to it, right? Come on, like live free, my friend. We got to get this on a shirt, man. This was not prompted by us at Live Free and Ham at all. Paul had done this way before, so it was kind of like a precursor to Live Free and Ham, and it just kind of like made sense.
Ask him where the and ham is.
Yeah, right, true. That's on the. We won't say where that is.
Listen, I'm a
Tramp
grower,
stamp.
not a shower. So
You're a
when
I thought you were a tramp stamp guy, but
it just says ham, and then it grows and it says and ham.
oh, right, it's the Ed Fong extension version. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Ed Dong, whatever we'll call it.
Now the funny thing was, right, is anything below the wrist tattoo wise was a big no, right, in the military.
Mm.
Couldn't have anything below the wrist. Because when you were wearing your uniform, it couldn't show. And so when I finally decided that I was going to put something below the wrist, I said, what do I want to do? And I said, you know what? Live free on my fucking knuckles. That's what I want. And I went to Salem, New Hampshire to, I think it's Majestic Tattoo is the name of the place. And I said, I want it to look like somebody carved the letters out of my skin. And I think they did a great job. Like, I mean,
it floats. Yeah, nice. Yeah, they definitely can read it. That's good stuff. That's hard to do on that. That small of a space.
that it hurts on the knuckles.
Oh, I can imagine, dude.
no, knuckles weren't bad. Honestly, spine is really painful. Collarbone is really painful, but it's not painful on the collarbone like you would think. It actually hurts your nipple.
What?
So
Yeah,
here's an
guy
interesting
was-
story.
he was going to town on my collarbone, and my nipple was hurting.
The nipple hurts more, and the reason why I know is my son decided to get a buffalo on the side of his, basically chest, area, and literally it goes all the way down. And the artist basically is like, "Dude, I got a color in the nipple," and you can imagine like his pain because my daughter has a video of him wincing in pain as he's trying to make the nipple black.
Ouch.
It was painful. So
Would've
yeah.
made it the eyeball.
Well, it's kind of weird position wise for a buffalo because the head's a little lower in the image, but it came out nice. But at the same time, I'm like, dude, I don't know how you did that. Like I hated my tattoo it being underneath the armpit, which is like super sensitive. And it's like, what the hell? This sucks. And, you know, I was like, there's nothing on the outside because that's where they started. And then once they got to the middle, I was like, oh my gosh, what the frick is going on here? And so, yeah, I made the mistake. If those of you guys saw the video, I was like one of those typical hams that I was like, fuck, I'm going to get my call sign on the back of my arm with the, you know, the ARL, you know, with the Ohm logo and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm one of those people that you'll forever laugh at.
Antenna resistor ground. Yes.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. So yeah, so I got that.
I got the answer to what PHP is.
Prep hand Paul.
Prep hand Paul.
Yeah,
It took you this long.
I was thinking prep ham PHP was more of a hypertext markup language in HTML, but you know that was just, you know, way beyond.
That's what I was thinking. I was like,
nerd.
I don't know code, man.
Right, exactly. That's what it is.
But yes, I will definitely be doing Parks on the Air and Prep Ham Paul. You better fucking be there with me. We'll unroll together.
Dude, you have a golden moment if you do not take advantage of the fact that you are where you are and traveling all the way down and back up the East Coast, Eastern Seaboard, and not activate as many parks as you possibly can with as many other hams. I'm going to come out there personally and kick your ass, you know, because you wasted a good opportunity.
Yeah, well, and so that's where, like, on the way back, there's a whole bunch of Flag and Torch guys that are like Georgia, Tennessee, Kentucky, the Carolinas, right? So yeah, I obviously I gotta plan that on the way back to hit all those guys up and do parks with them.
Yep. Yeah. Get those states green, my friend. Get those states green. Especially the fact that you only have 12. Like, I expect more out of you, my friend.
Yeah. Well, so I mean, I've already got Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina. So I need to get North Carolina. I need to get Tennessee, Kentucky, Alabama. I'll obviously get it Huntsville. But yeah, I definitely. I'll probably come home with 4 or 5 at least new states.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, Mike, this is what you have to expect. Like, you start to plan family vacations or just in general vacations in general. Like, where are the POTA parks along the way, and whether or not I have activated said state, because that's what you want to turn to green.
And you go, I'm sorry, can't get there from here, so I gotta go the other way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I can't tell you how much I went out of the way on my way to North Carolina for a baseball event for my son's college experience, and activated every park along the 95 corridor all the way up and down, because my wife's like, hey, this is the only opportunity you have, so take advantage of it. I'm like, hell yeah. So Connecticut, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, all those guys. I mean, just banged them all the way across the board.
I will say it. I mean, it only took me like 40 minutes to do the 20 contacts, but God bless, you know, if you're doing that and you've got to, you got to have 10 correct to activate. So yeah, that's a lot of time in between as you go. So yeah,
you only got to get 10, dude. Planning. Only 10.
I know.
Todd and I learned that.
Yeah, but the thing is that, you know, if you get a pile up, you're screwed.
No, you do not. This is the rule that I taught Todd and I learned. When the pileup happened, you say, sorry guys, I'm moving on to the next park. Hit me up there.
QRT. Turn it down.
Exactly.
They follow. We had a guy.
They will.
We had a guy out in Europe. I think he got us on every park. We
did
7 of them. He just waited. Yeah, it was pretty awesome. And we did that. When we did that, we did it in November, and it was like, 80 degrees?
It was 80 degrees. It was freaking, it was October, but yeah, it was October. Yeah.
And people were jumping in the ocean, and it was just nuts. And we did the whole thing until the 7th park, all on 10 meters. And and we even got Ryan. We got Ryan at 47,000 feet.
Yeah.
Doing about
Aeronautical Mobile.
Aeronautical Mobile. He got us on 10 meters. And he's like, I got to go. I got to land. I'll try to get back to you.
Yeah, don't screw that up.
Yeah. So that
Yeah.
was pretty cool. That was a fun activation or
Dude,
activations.
we're gonna have to do that again before the end of the summer. Once Paul finally comes back in August, we're just gonna be like, screw this. We're gonna do 2 guys, 2 groups, and just start in Maine, start in Mass, and go right to the middle, and then cross each other's path and finish in each other's states. So
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Well, all right. So we're gonna have to plan this out to where like we do the Poda Rove, and then we all go north to Acadia together.
Oh no, we have to do Acadia separate. I think we got to follow up with what we said in our podcast. We need to do Arcadia for field day.
That would
And
be
pass filters.
We've got 'em.
We can operate one station in Arcadia as long as we're operating Arcadia. I don't care.
There's only a few of us.
I know, right? I mean, for the size of Arcadia and the space, we could probably space it out enough that we could run 2 stations and be happy.
Chris and I did make a contact with somebody that was activating in Arcadia yesterday.
Oh wow!
So from Wisconsin to Maine. Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah, we got it.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Yeah. All right. Well, let's switch gears here real quick. We're going to run the next giveaway here. So I'm going to flop over to the giveaway page here. That's the poll. That's not what I want. Come on, giveaway page. All right, cool. So let's go to someone give me a keyword.
Winner was.
So this is
Third.
for. Let me go and big in here. I'm gonna go large screen here. Sorry for the view. So we are going to do the 56-1 Reliance antenna here. This is with the orange stealth wire and green kite winder.
Stealth wire?
Yeah, it's a stealth wire.
Why is it stealth? It's bright orange.
That's what he calls it.
It's polystealth. It's
polystealth.
what it is.
Yeah. Right. And so this is the small little transformer here. So 100 watts, no problem. Great antenna. I love it. I've got one myself. I use them all, and Paul's got a couple end feds as well. So with that, let me get out of here. We are going to use. Someone give me a keyword here.
I put one in the private chat for you.
Oh, you did? Okay, cool. Let me go here real quick. All right, there we go. Cool. All right, let me grab that here. So let me give you the keyword here, and we'll give away this antenna. Giveaway. 222. All right. So that is the keyword. Come on, refresh here. Oh, 222. And this software does not like to refresh quick enough. Here we go. Okay. All right. Why is this not resetting? Reset. There we go. All right. So there's the keyword. It's not double pound sign. Sorry. Let me fix that. So you guys do not have to enter double pound sign. All right. So, sorry. I said pound sign again. Damn it. Hashtag.
No, you had it right. It's pound sign, not hashtag.
True. Right. Depending on how old I am. All right. So there we go. That is the keyword there. Live Free and Ham 2 years, all caps. Hashtag, go ahead and run that there, and we'll just keep plugging away. Let me go. Where the heck is this view here? All right, shrink this down here. Gotta play the games here. All right, so we'll let that run for a little bit. So if you're interested in the Live Free and the Reliance antenna there from Reliance, the 56-1 with orange poly stealth wire.
I think you fucked it up because there's nothing showing on the screen.
Yeah, I know, right? Why the heck is this not restart? Stupid little software. Come on.
Oh, it's the software's fault.
It's always the software fault. My God, come on.
Coming from an IT professional, yes.
Yeah, exactly. Comments are crazy here. What?
Did you try turning it off and then turning it back on again?
Yes. No.
Is it plugged in?
Yep, I did. There we go. Come on. There we go. Damn stupid. It doesn't like the hashtag in the hash text field.
There we go. Now it's feeding.
All right. Now it's rolling. So yeah, throw that in the chat there, and you'll be entered to win the 56-1.
Yeah, congrats on 2 years, boys.
Dude. Yeah.
2 years.
I raise a glass, live free and ham glass. You know, for those that have not picked one up, sorry for you guys for not
I
getting
gave
one.
mine away.
You did. All right, well, I'll have to send you a couple more because we have
Mine's at the house.
very cool. So yeah, we'll.
It's got shit in it.
Oh God. Yeah.
Well, you know what
God,
Todd
don't
does with his
shit
glass.
in your cup.
I know, right? But you know, you don't shit at home.
What I do have, one of the things in there is this. Can you see that?
What
The
is
fuck is that?
Middle finger?
Roach flip.
It's a middle finger.
Hey, what better than a middle
Okay,
finger
there you go.
in your cup?
So for Christmas, I got my mom
A middle finger.
a little box, and
That's one Todd.
she thought it was like a piece of jewelry or whatever, and it opens up and it pops out with that little middle finger, and it had an extra one in there, so I kept it. And the whole reason, and you gotta understand the backstory, because I'm some asshole, but my mother, when I think I was in college and high school, she would Christmas morning make my brother and I wait upstairs before we could even get our coffee because she wanted to get a picture. I'm a grown man, right? I'm like, what the? So my
They
brother,
all
like,
do that, man.
I'm like, my, and this is like, we're in college, you come back home, whatever. So we came down one day and we just came down the steps and we are just both like this. So now, my kids, his kids, my cousins, everyone, she always wants to take pictures. So every time she takes a picture, you'll see this.
You see
you'll see, like,
the inconspicuous middle finger somewhere in the photo.
Someone always does
One.
it, and she's like, and she'll post them like on Facebook and all her stupid things. Oh, this is such a great picture of the family. And there's like my brother going like that, or my nephew at like 8 years old.
That's hilarious.
So yeah, so she thought it was pretty funny that she thought she got something nice for Christmas, and we're all around, and she opens it up, and the thing pops up.
Oh man, you're cruel to your mom. That's awesome.
Yeah, I told her.
The sad part is she probably didn't even recognize it. Like she was like,
Nah,
"Oh, this is so great."
Yeah, she knew exactly. Well, once she saw it pop up, she was like, "You asshole."
Yeah, my mom would be so oblivious to the whole process.
So
Like,
yeah,
we could
if you ever see my mom and she wants to take a picture of you, just don't be afraid to throw the finger at her.
drop the middle finger.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hilarious.
Very
Well,
cool.
Well, my nephew, he's now what, like 20, 21? He's actually 21, but when he was a baby, he was sleeping like this, like with his finger. So my brother takes a picture of it and he puts it on an ornament and gives it to
You
her.
know what's worse is like my son, like we go to the beach. He's like probably he's 21, 22. And we go out with the whole entire family on my wife's side. And we go to Hampton Beach. And he falls asleep in the chair that he's in. And you know what the family does? Is they all gather around him and they all take a picture with him, like pointing at him and making fun of him. And that's not the worst part. Is what they do is they take that photo and they put it on a t-shirt, they put it on a coffee cup, they put it on like, a mug, and they basically give it to him for Christmas. So this Christmas, I have coffee cups in my cabinet with my son like drooling on the side of the chair because he was hungover for the night before.
And nobody drew dicks on his face.
No, nobody went that far, but I'm like, that's next year. They're gonna amp it up every year. I guarantee it.
Yeah, missed opportunity to draw dicks on his face.
I have to agree, but I can't do it as his dad because I'd feel really
Yes.
bad.
No, you absolutely
Oh,
can
really?
as his dad.
I would feel bad because in essence he'd be like, at least he could blame the relatives. Then I wouldn't be off. I'd be off the hook. But it'd have to be a stretch for sure. He'd have to piss me off for me to want to do that.
Listen, all right. So my daughter watches some of our live streams and stuff. She's
Sorry to hear
22.
that. Yep. Okay.
But I'm just saying, like, if she ever passed out at a party,
You would be that.
I would 100% draw dicks on her face. Like, sorry, kid, I love you, but
As Mike
somebody's
says-
gonna teach you.
Not
Yep,
the-
you're done.
As Mike says, if you were a real true hammer operator, you'd be drawing ATASs on her face. The
Yeah.
dongs.
The Ed Dong. Ed Dong right on her cheek.
Oh man.
Hey, this might be a live free and ham first.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Ready?
Are you gonna
Yeah.
fart?
Nope.
Is that a parrot?
Yep.
You teach her how to say live free and ham?
I'm trying. That's Cody, and she's just
Fuck you!
and happy.
Fuck you!
Yeah.
You know what's worse is my son's name is Cody.
Oh, it was an I.
Wow. And that's not gonna live. He's not gonna live that one down.
Mm.
Mike, what would compel you to buy a parrot?
This was given to us.
Oh.
We have a zoo, and when we lived in Maryland many moons ago, we had two birds. One bird has passed, but this is Cody. She's an African gray. We don't know how old she is, but she's really smart.
Yeah, they say
She
they're
doesn't
like
talk.
they're one of the smartest animals in the world.
Oh,
African
And
gray.
don't
No.
they live like 200
They-
fucking years or some shit?
They are
no,
the
they don't live that long.
They're the smart ass animals. They're not the smartest.
yeah.
We forgot ass. You have to put ass in there because they are.
Yeah, she is she doesn't swear, but she picks up on uh vocal, like she'll repeat me verbatim, and it sounds like me. When my wife coughs, she'll cough, and she sounds just like my wife. She'll say my name. She'll be like Michael, just like the wife says it, and I'm like, good God. But she's an awesome bird. And we have her in a little travel cage. We brought her here from Massachusetts because we couldn't leave her by herself. So we brought her. Huh. Yeah.
Wow. Dude, I gave you credit. Like, we bought 2 chinchillas for the kids, and I wanted to fucking kill them. Like, those damn things
Kids or
were
the chinchillas?
so... The chinchillas, not the kids. The chinchillas would freaking eat through everything under the sun, and I was like, I'm going to kill these little fuzzy things. And I spent $200 on a nice little like cage for you. Sorry, you're going to be evicted. So we found a nice little home, and I gave them away for free because they're not coming back.
Yeah, they're as cute and fuzzy as they are.
They're horrible.
Dirty. They're dusty because you have to have them in the ash so they can
Yep.
clean themselves. And it's like,
Yep.
this is retarded. Nope, sorry.
Yeah, and they like literally, I have extension cords that have been eaten through. I'm like, dude, they were hanging up in the closet. How the hell did you get to them? So yeah, it's insane.
That would be amazing. Is if you teach the bird CW.
Dude, that would be awesome.
Oh, she does a microwave. She does a microwave tones perfect. It's crazy.
Cool.
You do
That's
the microwave? Do the microwave.
All right, we are at 20 here, so I'm gonna run the generator here and see what we get. So let's run this here, and I'm gonna shrink this down for Mike's view here because Mike is blind.
Yes, thank you. Respect.
Come over.
I could imagine Prep Ham Paul's bird saying, "Get the fuck out, bro!
That's awesome.
Get the fuck out, bro!"
CQ, screw you. That's a big list. That's literally everybody in the list. That's nice.
Yeah. The
Yeah, we
price
let it
is
fall
wrong,
out.
Bob.
Tick, 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 tick.
There we go.
Hey!
Hey, Mike, I know you got a 56-1. Do you want to pay it forward, or you let us know because you already have one? Let us know in the chat there, my friend.
He's gonna give it away.
I was
on
gonna
his
say-
channel.
the way that Mike contributes to our channels, like, I mean, he should just get it anyway,
You
and then he
should.
can re-give it away if he wants to.
Mike, your choice. You let us know there in the chat there, and we'll do whatever your wishes allow.
Oh, he says hand it
Wish
forward.
power command.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see. This is the first time here.
Spin the wheel
running this.
again.
Let's see if we can spin the wheel again. Will it let me do it? Start. There we go. My guess is the stupid wheel will remember who last time won. And it'll be
Win
Mike
again.
again.
Win again.
It'll be
Little
Mike again.
YouTube.
You got to grab that wheel way up high and really give it a good whirl.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see Eric doing that.
Grab with both hands, my friend. Grab with both hands.
That's it. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies.
Dude, that is a show that's coming back. What the hell?
That
Like,
is
have
a
you noticed
dating
that?
show. Holy smokes.
Ooh. I like to buy a vowel. Which vowel would you like to buy, Mike?
Why?
Exactly. There we go.
Hey.
Kilo Sierra
All
Zero.
right, Jeff.
All right, Jeff. Cool, man. Hey, hit us up at livefreeandham@gmail.com. And if your QRZ information is good, we will get that antenna out to you. And congratulations on winning the 56-1. Yeah, let me drop this.
Hefe got the win. Yay.
Man, I have not had Elijah Craig in a while, and it's kicking my ass.
Dude, Elijah's good. So smooth.
That's the problem, dude. You just put a little bit of water in it, and you're like, ooh, this is nice. This goes down really easy.
No, you don't even need water for Elijah.
I know. I was trying to be nice to myself so I could actually like host the show. But at this point,
listen, if you get too schnockered, right, and I'll just take over and I'll make fun of you the whole show.
You're already working on that one. So what's that? Oh my, Cannon
Blast.
What the? Cannon Morgan. Okay. What preclude why?
Clearly a spice drum.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it clearly is spice drum. It sits in my freezer here at the cave. That's what we call it. It's like 3/4 underground. But it oh god, I think the top perfect. But it sits in the freezer, and it's so good when it's ice cold.
Yeah, sounds like I don't know. Spice rum for me is tough because I get a lot of heartburn for a lot of stupid stuff, and so yeah, I can't really handle that well.
Yeah, much agreed. Thank you, huge thank you to Prep Ham Paul, gifted 5 memberships. So we got Maytu, Bob Koff. Congratulations, Bob Koff. You just became a channel member.
Remember, right? Nice.
Skeeter, K7TRD, Cooley, and Mike, N2MAK got a channel membership to me.
Oh,
Cool.
God.
So,
Word
Congratulations,
Skeeter
guys.
brings back memories.
And speaking of memories, we've got the 24-hour POTA. So if you've been under a rock for a long time,
Where we at?
the Live Free and Ham guys, we September 6th and 7th of this year. We'll be down at Greenfield Park. So, dude, everybody's invited. If you're interested and you want to come, we're going to be catering it. We're going to be operating a full 24 hours of ham radio live streaming and activating the Greenfield Park. And
Put
so,
the link in the chat.
Yeah, if
dude, I was going to throw it up on the screen, but we don't have the banner in this fucking studio.
Oh yeah, true. So it is. I'll put it up. Live Free if I can type it and ham.com. At least
So
I
what
know
we
this
got?
one.
How many people we got?
We have so far about 12 sites. So and that number, I think we actually got another one in today. So 24-hour POTA. So let me throw that there in the link there. So it operates
at midnight, Mike.
No,
that's a good question.
It actually starts Saturday afternoon. Everyone will probably show up, and we'll start activating probably a little bit after noontime and operate full 24 hours. We're going to have a fully catered, so you don't have to worry about food and everything. All you have to do is just, come and, grab a campsite and hang out, and we'll have, everything, covered there for food and, hangout time. And, we, even if you want to come for the day. So let me put this out there. If you just want to come hang out for the day, in your New England area or even the Northeast area, and you want to drive a little bit, come on up. We'd love to have you operate. We'd love to have you activate the park. And we're going to do it as Whiskey One, Live Free and Ham. And, we're just going to, have fun for full 24 hours. I know people, it's already been done. I'm not worried about that. I mean, this is just a camp out. hangout session. So if you want to come hang out with everybody at Live Free and Ham, it's going to be an awesome time. We're going to be at Greenfield Park, State Park, and it's going to be a blast. So that's 6th and 7th of September coming up soon. So head over to that link that's in the chat there. And if you're interested and you want to be part of that, let me know. And then that way I can get you in the loop and send you all the details and costs for park and food and everything else like that.
Awesome. Separate catering cast for us, please.
Yeah. Yeah. You coming, Mike, right?
Oh, yeah, I'll be there.
Sweet.
Oh, I already got it on the schedule. I'll be there bright and early Saturday morning with bells on to help set up.
Always good. Always good. Oh, all right.
I'm kind of excited for it. Like, I'm gonna have the Grouch Mobile Command, and then we'll also have a station outside under the Easy Up, so that way, people aren't in this tiny confined space in here.
And it is definitely tiny.
I will have the I'll have. Go ahead.
He described it, and he's like, "Oh yeah, it's tight quarters." I think when you first got it, and then when I saw it at Near Fest, and I was like, and I sat in the chair, I'm like, "He's not joking. This is tight."
It's tight. Yeah.
Paul likes his mobile boxes tight. Yeah, then I walked in and I was like, "Yep, this is definitely a camper from Indiana."
One of the things that I would like to do though is I'd like to put a bulkhead connector through the wall so that I can just connect, plug right into the SO239. Like that would be like a really nice upgrade.
That would be what they call the bee's knees, sir.
Yeah, and even better if I get two, and then I could label one VHF UHF and the other one HF, and then when I eventually get back home, I'll throw the other 706 Mark II-G in here because I sold the one that I had, help fund a few more jumps.
Oh,
not a bad thing.
Yeah, no. Ryan's got it right. Yeah, it's definitely it's Navy type. It's Navy. Like the studio in here is similar to what you would find on a submarine. Yeah.
Minus the fact being under 20,000 pounds of pressure and everything else like that. But yeah.
Yeah. I'm just not underwater.
Mm.
Well, I mean, financially, maybe.
Some days it feels like it. Oh, cool. Well, dude, like, I'm going to get sentimental here because, like, I'm pretty psyched that, you finally, got to the point of getting your Class A and now you're going to Class B. And, God forbid that, you stick around even longer and go to Class C or D, but I'm pretty excited to see, you achieving some of your goals and getting, definitely the skydiving stuff, under your belt. And, obviously people are, showing that there with, just cause. So all good there.
Hell yeah. Thank you.
But yeah, dude, it's totally awesome to see, all right. I'm going to get really, way back machine. Dude, like, I remember when you and I were talking and you were like, I don't know about this YouTube stuff. Like, I don't want to, like, talk about, like, myself on YouTube or anything like that. And, like, I don't know what happened. Like, once, and we talked a little bit on Live Free and Ham. So if you want to check that episode, great. That'll be air next week. But it's really cool to see you, like, take off. And, fuck, man. Dude, you've been, doing some awesome stuff. So, I raise a glass to you, man. I'm pretty, psyched to see that, you're achieving your goals and you're reaching, for the sky and beyond. And, and it's cool that, we have one more person that's going to be able to do skydive mobile, parachute mobile. Sorry, not skydive, but parachute mobile. So, in due time, it'll be good to, maybe work you But I obviously won't be able to do that, in the immediate future. But sometime when you're back up in this area, we'll definitely have to grab the HT and make a contact.
Well, so okay, when I am back up in New England, I'm still working out details on where I'm parking the RV for the time that I'm going to be back up. But I'm going to make a trip to Skydive New England in Lebanon, Maine, and I'm going to jump there. And if I can get Carlos in the time that I'm here remaining to give me the walkthrough on how to do an HT, right? Then 100%. Like I'll go to Skydive New England, and I'll do a few jumps with an AT. Hopefully you can be there. You can live stream it for whatever. And yeah, we'll make some parachute mobile contacts. As it's looking, right? At least in the time being, I'm thinking about going to Zephyr Hills in Florida for the winter.
Oh, okay.
It's a very, very big, popular drop zone. A lot that I can learn there. I should.
The villages.
Yeah, well, but talking to other skydivers here that have been down there, I should be able to, like bartend or pack parachutes or work manifest or work in the pro shop or something in exchange for money and jumps or whatever. So yeah, I'm absolutely enthralled with this sport. The feeling is unreal. Like I wish that I could put it into words. Like I wish that I could describe how amazing it is. And like when you're going up in the plane, right? Like all the thoughts are going through your mind of all the ways that everything could go wrong. But once you exit that plane, the only thing that matters is in just being in that moment. And then when the parachute opens, it's almost like a sudden reevaluation of all of your life priorities, where it's like, how fucking important is this? And how fucking important is that? And I've been neglecting this thing that was actually important to me, and I'm not gonna neglect that anymore. I'm gonna pay more attention to that. Like it's amazing. Like I wish everybody could experience it at least once.
Well, that may be the case. We'll have conversations offline because I am not going to commit to anything here. Because
I'm not jumping out of a perfectly good airplane.
Well, they're not really perfectly good airplanes, as I've already defined. But what? We'll have that covered. But Ziggy, thank you again for joining here tonight. Good to see you, man.
Nice to meet you, Eric.
Nice to meet you as well.
Hey,
And thanks for hanging out with us. Yeah, Paul. Dude, man, I don't want to get sappy, but I'm gonna get sappy. Dude,
Yeah,
I'm proud.
go ahead.
I'm proud of you,
Listen.
dude. I'm proud that you took a big, huge step. That you made like an effort to like reach out for your goals. I'm super sad, but at the same time, super excited for you because I know you're gonna be like, you're not gonna be tied to New England. You're gonna go everywhere and anywhere. And that's awesome, but you'll still be, tagged to home and you still hang out with us. And, eventually Todd and I will finally get off our butts and finally retire and, realize that we need to, travel more and, we'll go hang out with you at other Hamfests and, maybe I'll tandem jump with you, but, that's not committing here. Don't anybody document this or hold me to it. I've got a bucket list and, that's somewhere on the bucket list, but way at the bottom. I got many other things.
So first of all, New Hampshire will always be my home.
I
And so I learned that when I was in the service, right? Like you travel, you live here, you live there. I lived in Massachusetts for 3 years. I lived in Oregon for 3 years.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, tell me about it. Both those states are fucking awful. New Hampshire is always going to be home. So no matter where I roam, New Hampshire will always be home. But
that's a song. Do it. Make the AI song.
Fucking A. Yeah, I got to write it down.
No matter where I roam, New Hampshire will always be home.
We're just creating lyrics right now as we speak.
Yeah, well, and so this is how my songs come to be. Is I write the lyrics, right? I write the lyrics, and then I go, all right, now fucking make it into something that sounds good.
So sidebar here, real quick. You sent me a couple of you were like, dude, like this is your thing, and so I added them to my playlist, and I was driving around in the car over the weekend, and those came up in the playlist. And my wife was listening, and she was like, "Who is this singer? This is a really good singer." I'm like, "That's Paul. That's his AI song." And she's like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, Paul likes to do AI songs. He's really good at it. I have to say, so listen to the lyrics. It's interesting." And so she's like, "Oh, Mom."
No, you should have said, "It's me, honey. I'm the one that's singing."
No. She would know I would be lying through my teeth. So yeah, I had to be honest.
Didn't we start that rumor that you sang all the music?
Yeah, don't start that now, please. Not worth it. In the eyes of the stranger. Anyway, go on. Continue, Paul.
In the army today.
Well, so all right, listen. If you're not going to be ready to do a tandem anytime soon, after I get my D license, which is a 500 jump minimum.
Do it.
Okay. I can then do the tandem instructor program, and I could become a tandem instructor, and then I could take you tandem.
Do it.
And let me tell you, the 5th attachment point, you might get poked.
But that's just because he likes you.
Listen, just Eric, just put your head back and lean on my shoulder, and we're just gonna fly.
Erecting that big, hard, stiff black mast. Erecting that big, hard, stiff black mast. Erecting that big.
I had to break up the tension there. It was a little too much.
I'm on stream with the children here.
Dude.
This is not a kid's show.
So let me say, I'm going to caveat here. T.O. said a couple of things that now I have incriminating evidence video-wise that I won't run tonight, but in essence, I will use later in a future episode of a few things that he said on a couple of, his, episodes that he's released that, follow along the line of, K murders, big, hard, stiff, black mask. Anyway. Sorry to segue, but yeah, I let me answer that question for you. It is going to be in the next 5 years or less. Yeah, I'm giving you time to work on your D. I only trust you, not that the other guys can't do it, but in essence, I feel like it's more of a kindred spirit connection because I sat on the ground waiting forever for you to finally jump. It was a matter of like, hey, then, we'll just carry on the tradition and I'll jump with you. And, that makes sense. So, yeah, we'll work that out. Trust me. Yeah. And we'll definitely record it for sure.
Well, and that's where I was thinking, even if you were ready before I got my D, right? Mm-hmm. After I get my C.
I'm sorry, I can't with this D stuff, guys.
Hey, listen, it's A, B, C, D.
Yeah, true.
Okay.
If you're not ready for your D.
If you're not ready when I got the D. No, but so at 200 jumps, I can apply for my C license, and I can fly with a camera and get camera proficient. And so then, you could be with somebody else as the tandem instructor, and I could fly with you
See, so
as
then
the camera guy.
if that happens, then we have to work Carlos into getting up here into New Hampshire and be able to do all of that at the same time and work all of that out. So yeah, I'm all game, dude.
Oh,
you
hell
know
yeah.
how I am. I'm willing to put the effort in to coordinate all that stuff and make it happen. So yeah,
Dude,
if
you could get strapped to Carlos.
Okay.
I don't know if that's my lifelong goal, but sure. Yeah, that
Or,
works.
you know, you should have said you can get
Carlos will make
strapped
you smile.
on to Carlos.
Strap on.
Oh, God.
I'll strap on Carlos. Sure. That works for me too as well.
Just when I thought we couldn't get any lower.
Oh, dude, we were way gone before the half-hour mark. You know, Live Free and Ham, we're only at 500 subscribers, so we have a way higher ceiling to achieve. So,
Oh yeah, for a group of fellas like this, yeah, I would expect you to break 1,000 by the end of the month.
well, hey, I appreciate the high aspirations.
Well, that way when you fail, I can get down.
You can bring it to our attention.
Yeah,
Yes.
I get to break you down like a real man.
I
Hey,
like
Zig,
you
nice
how
to
you
meet
think,
you.
Ziggy. Exactly. Like how I meet you. Dude. Cool.
I understand.
So Ziggy, what I
Yes,
don't know
sir.
where you're going with that one. So you know,
Oh, I'm right here.
ham ready. So in terms of field day, real quick,
Okay.
did you do any field day at all?
I did the Lord's work, and I was helping go through a Silent Key estate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You were
that was
going
my-
through the Silent
that
Key
was-
estate, or
I'm sorry.
you were going through the Silent Key estate, or you were helping them?
Well, so my buddy had already got most of it out, so that they could close up the shop. He had a radio repair shop,
Oh,
and
wow.
and it was so much that so many truckloads of stuff that
Whoa.
I volunteered my whole day, my one day off to go over, and we just laid it all out down the driveway, and we made big, huge 27-gallon bins of these parts go in this bin, these parts go in this bin, these parts go in this bin. It took all day.
Wow.
All day.
Was he a
Man.
Where's this
contester or
at?
something? That's a lot of equipment.
Well, his shop sold and repaired CB and 2-meter antennas, radios, mostly, for like
Okay.
the hunters that, like their 2-meter FM, free banding stuff.
Right.
And but he was actually a ham, but he just actually made money at CB repair, so that's what paid the bills. That's what he stuck with.
Wow.
And
Nice.
he was a super nice guy, from what I hear. I never met him, and judging by all the equipment that he had, he never ripped anybody off, because everything he has is, he only kept one aesthetic quality rating of product, and that was all just top tier, everything that you could possibly buy, even down to all the coax jumpers was all like brand name stuff.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
I got
that-
probably, I don't know, 50, maybe 60 2-meter NMO antennas, for roof mount.
Yep.
And they were the tram special, I call them, because they actually come to you at 137 megahertz, so you get to trim it up wherever you want to go.
Mhm.
And then I got about 70 of the 5/8 wave 2-meter antennas, which I think was a massive
Nice.
score.
Wow.
Let's see, what did I get? All kinds of. I got so much NMO stuff because the guy that bought all this stuff, he's not interested in doing like car installs or anything like that. He's just specifically into radios and radio repair. Oh, and then the about, I don't know, 2,000 radios that we hauled out of that place.
What?
Wow.
Wow.
2,000?
Easily
Holy
2,000,
crap.
if not 3. Yeah, my guess was.
I'm
around 2.
hearing Hamfest fodder.
Yeah, no, we've already got our first truckload packed up for the next little ham swap. So fortunately,
Well-
he gets to do all that painstaking.
Yep. So like you guys so this is my frustration. Like I haven't crossed over into that world where like you get estate sales and you start becoming a collector of certain models and types, and then you sell them and trade them.
I'm
you know,
looking
and-
at my Japanese Daiwa tuner as he's talking about this.
It's so Mike, you're probably in the same boat. Like I just can't, like, I have the philosophy in my life where like if I don't use it after a year, I gotta find a home for it. Like I can't keep
I
it.
am that way.
Yeah. Okay. So
Oh yeah.
Ziggy, you kind of like that way, or do you more of like a collector of certain types and models, and you hold on to that stuff forever, or like look for the best deal? Like what's your thinking around that? Like it's just weird, like a weird thing for me. Like I can't quite get my head around it.
I'm so fortunate to have so many nice people within this realm in my life that I keep such good close contact with. All the people that I know, especially Grouch. I probably say something to him at least once a day.
We all do, but anyway.
I share all my
Or at least something about me.
definitely talk shit about it.
Son of a bitch.
I pretty much share all my scores and treasures with all my friends, and if any one of them ever says anything that like exceeds my level of enthusiasm about it, watch out because I'm printing a label. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just give. I don't sell anything. I give
Okay.
my stuff away. I don't. Within this community, I've been given so much that
That's
like
awesome.
selling stuff that I got for free, I could never do it. Can't do it. I just sent Chris Bricker a tuner just because he liked it, and boom. I got a thermal laser printer now, so shipping stuff off is almost like a sin. It's like
Nice.
Well, it's I get it because I actually grew up with a lot of hams like yourself. Like they would literally like have a collection of stuff, but they were collecting it for the purposes of finding a home for it, and the nature of it. And Mike, you probably sound like the similar, same basis. You kind of like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm the same way as Zig. I don't hold on to things for more than a year when it comes to radio stuff. I'm always constantly swapping or trading. I like the barter table better than the pay table.
Yeah.
Seriously.
yeah. That way, both
whenever-
parties win. Both parties win
Right.
on a barter, right?
Yeah, and when hams come over to my house and they need an antenna or something, coax antenna or whatever, I'm like, here, dude, take it, go.
Mhm.
Yeah. Pass it on to the next person.
So, dude, that is, I think, the essence of really what ham radio should be about. If it isn't already, like, you guys are perfect examples of that. But I think, like, when you go to Ham Fest, a lot of times it's always about the best deal or what you can get for whatever you sell. And there's definitely that audience. But like, I find like every once in a while you find like folks like yourself, like, hey, dude, like I want you to be successful at ham radio. So take this, just go with it and run with it and, see what you can do with it. And, I think that's like the best example of how ham radio operators should be. Like, no matter what level you're at, whether you're brand new or you've been in it 30 years, like you shouldn't hold on to stuff just to hold on to it. Like, like it's great that like, oh, you have the twin pair of Hammerlands, but like, dude, what are they actually doing anything? Like, are they in the hands of somebody who could operate something?
There was a giveaway, and when everybody found out that I was giving away one of my very unique antenna creations, I can't remember how many hundreds of people signed up for it, but
Wow.
I learned a lesson immediately because I saw the call sign, and it was a 1x2 call sign, and I was like, no, that wasn't for you. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Should be a 2x3
No.
minimum.
It should have gone to a tech or a general. That's all I'm
Yep.
saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I learned a hard lesson that we're in the extra class because we're supposed to be doing the top down of the hobby. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Not the grab all and everything. Grouch isn't going to send me anything but some more Grouch stickers. I don't need anything from him. But that was the first.
I got
time
a tuner for you.
You got a tuner?
Tuna?
Yeah,
I'll take a tuna.
it
He knows I'm into
it's
tunas.
the
Don't talk about tunas. I get hot.
yeah, it's the Versa 2. But I smoked the toroid
Broken?
on
Even better.
the balance connection.
Oh, even better. I'm in love. All right, so it's the Versa 2.
Yep. And
Who
I
makes that?
think
Is that
I think
motherfucking junk.
I picked it up for like $10.
Wait a minute. Is that the
It's
949?
It's the Versa 2. I don't know. It's the MFJ Versa 2.
That tuner, I'm actually an expert at because I've already gone through and fixed one of those for somebody. So I know just about everything there is about that tuner. So it is not broken
It's-
for much longer.
No, it's a great tuner. but I've got it with me. I have zero need for it because at home in my shed, I've got a Heathkit full legal limit manual tuner, and I've got I think a 10 Tech tuner. I've got a whole bunch of 10 Tech stuff. I got so much shit. I just got to get rid of it all because.
So this is how pros do it, right? Watch this. Grouch, send me the weight and the box dimensions. I'll send you a ticket.
So more likely,
just
like
meet me at Huntsville.
Then here's my
I can't go to
offer. Okay, then here's my counter offer. Okay, then here's my counter offer. Okay, then here's
the hell?
How
my
many times do we
counter
have to see
offer.
this?
Okay, then here's
there we go. Get rid of the damn thing. I'm so slow
right.
now. This Elijah Craig's kicking my ass. Sorry.
Here's my counter offer. Just meet me at Huntsville, and I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
No, not gonna happen.
Wow.
Yes, it is.
No.
Because we already figured it out, and you don't have to go through fucking Georgia.
Why can't you go through Georgia?
No, I was just making up an excuse. I'm
He's got
raising a
warrant-
family and I
he's
work
got
a
warrant
full time
for his
job. And
arrest. Just
I've got
joking.
a couple acres of property I have to keep up with around here, and I got a tower to put up. I got 15 panels to put up, and I got
You in Florida?
and I got a mini split I got to install all before the 14th. So I'm just a busy guy, man. This is just my speed all the time.
Well, speaking about being busy, I gotta go, guys. I gotta take my kid fishing to the seacoast. I gotta leave at 6 a.m, which means I gotta get up at 5, and I'm still recovering from my flight trip. So
Paul's like, what the hell's wrong with you, man? Come on. You was at the airport till 3 a.m.
I'm like,
And you were on a plane. You had plenty of time to fucking sleep. You just didn't do it.
I can't sleep on the plane, dude. I'm sorry. I try, it just doesn't happen. So anyway, I'm gonna say 73.
75s.
Good to
7.
You're a huge embarrassing.
you guys suck.
77, Todd.
Good to see.
I-
Actually, go ahead, Todd.
No, you can go ahead.
No, I was just to say, dude, it's good to see you. Thank you. And I was just going to say, we got the last giveaway. So, with Todd's exit, we'll do the giveaway.
Bye, Todd.
All right, see you guys.
Good to meet you,
Bye,
Todd. See ya.
Felicia.
Bye.
We're going
All
back to
right.
a 4-pack, fellas. I might have to go get some
4-pack.
beer.
It's always a
Hey,
good
this is
thing.
a-
All right, so let's
baby.
do the last giveaway here. So the last giveaway is for Paul. If you want to throw the link into the store front, my gosh, freaking this is... Anyway, yeah. So yeah, this is gonna be a big train wreck. I guarantee
Ooh.
it.
Chris gave him the 72.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
That's do you,
Durka,
I
durka.
don't think 72s is a nice one.
No, the last time I checked. Okay, so let's go to the last giveaway here. So we are gonna do, Paul, you got or anybody got a quick they want to throw in the private chat there for another keyword since I can't think of one.
Oh, come on.
Oh, I got you.
Okay, Diggy, what you got?
Let's see.
So this last one is for anything in the Live Free and Ham shop. So if you head over to livefreeandham.com, I am actually wearing the Your Ham Radio Showing t-shirt. We've got RF Around and Find Out. We got a bunch of other different shirts. We got Grouch's, jump shirt, and a bunch of other great stuff in there. So, you can pick whatever you want, including a sweatshirt. I'm perfectly fine with the sweatshirt. So you got to give away their code here. Let me go private chat.
There you go. There's a
That'll works. Yeah,
You like that
I
one?
think so. Yeah. Hey, at this point, I'm
Hey, I had a boat named that.
scraping the bottom of the barrel here, so this works. All right. So the keyword for tonight and the last giveaway here is, you're gonna love this. There we
Oh,
go.
and Eric, so Jeff won a Reliance antenna, right?
Yeah, I got him. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
I just wanted to make sure that I told him he won the right thing.
Yeah, he did. Yep. Okay. All right. So next keyword is £.
Yes.
Or your mom, capital U, capital Y. My gosh, freaking A. I'm done. Capital F.
Eric, I
my
sent you a
gosh.
private message. It must have not made it to you in time.
Did it not?
Oh.
Oh, I see. Okay. That one would have worked too. Your mom works too as well. So let's, for the last night, I am pretty much.
The boat.
Your mom works too.
Damn you, Elijah Craig. Anyway.
I knew something was involved. Okay.
Yeah, it is for sure.
Hey, cheers to Elijah and Glenfiddich.
Dude, look
Yeah.
at
Well,
I have
guess,
not-
I guess Captain too.
I have not had Elijah Craig in a while, and so my gosh, it is it's running me for a loop. I guess I should start to build up the stamina for our 24-hour POTA because I'm gonna probably be having a lot of it.
There's not going to be any POTA going on.
No, that's for sure.
POTA-ing.
Anyone who is sober after 6 p.m. on the 24-hour POTA,
Wow.
like kudos to you.
I know.
That's
right?
all I got to say.
Or you're either doing something wrong, or you just showed up. One of the two.
I had a nice gentleman from across the pond tell me, "I've got a good copy on you, Ziggy, but you're just too drunk, mate. I just can't. I can't do it anymore." And I was like, "You're full of it."
You're 5 something. I don't know what the other number is, but it's a good number, I'm sure.
What a nice.
All right. So again, those that are just maybe joining tonight, the last giveaway is for anything in the in the Live Free and Ham store. My gosh, this is just bad. Help me, Paul.
Eric, have another one.
Dude, take
Have another one.
Take control. Take control, my friend. Take control. I ran out of water.
We have LBAs. We have lots and lots of LBAs.
That we do.
All right.
Black
So
Lives
let me just tell you, okay, because we've got a lot of great stuff in the store. All right, fellas, we've got a lot of great stuff in the store. It's a great store. It's a very big store. It's got a lot of great stuff. And you can even get a hoodie if you'd like. All right? Even a hoodie if you'd like. It's huge. It's huge. As big as you'd like. You can do it. Okay?
As Paul says huge.
We have the best hoodies. The best hoodies. Nobody makes a better hoodie.
Anyway, all right. Well, we'll let that keep rolling through there. So, yeah, dude. So, do you do a lot of these like estate sales, or like is this just a hobby for you, Ziggy?
Well, yeah, I do a lot because my primary thing in the hobby is antenna towers. I'm a climber, and more specifically, I'm a disassembler. So when
they're done that,
when a ham dies and it's time for the tower to go, or towers, I usually take it down for free, and like the best, in return, I could possibly hope for is scrap aluminum or something like that. But 9 times out of 10, I usually get the whole damn tower. So I have I have a lot of tower pieces, and then anything else that the CB side, if it's a CB ham, all the CB stuff goes to the CB guys, and all the ham stuff in the ham shack usually comes my way, and then I find it new homes. So it's not, I don't do it to make money. It's not a money thing. It's more like a product.
Yeah, you're kind of a distributor, right? Yeah, distributor, right?
Yeah, just making sure it doesn't wind up in the trash. And, I can find stuff for people. So, I thought you had this cool filter going on, Grouch. It's just the cigarette smoke in front of the camera there going across your. I thought you had like some kind of like water effect, like lighting going on. I was like, oh, that's nice. Oh no, it's your Marlboro.
No, I do have snow.
Can't talk about
here.
That.
I can make it snow. Look,
you have actual snow. Is that with
OBS?
How are you doing that?
Last night.
Was that with
OBS?
OBS? Okay.
Yeah.
Man,
I don't see any snow.
Eric, I've got nothing but answers and very little to like. I'll tell you anything you want to know about how all this works, man. It's very cut and dry. I just got
So-
called 2 days ago. There's an 80-year-old, and he said my wife won't let me climb the tower anymore. And
Wow. An
And-
80?
yeah,
Holy
and
crap.
and after I got off the phone with him, and I gave him like a ridiculous price to take, because he wants his antenna taken down. He got a Step-IR 3-bander that's broken.
No. I correct you. It's Step-IR. It's Stepper.
Well,
It's not Step-IR.
Stepper?
It's Stepper.
It's broken.
Oh, is it?
What it is.
It's broken. Got it.
How broken is broken?
Well, anyway, I don't know. He says it's not working. He can't adjust it, and it's 10 years old, so time to come down.
Ooh.
And he told me it was like a little 50, 60 footer, and that he's 80. I was like, dude, $200. I got you all day, bro. I'll no problem. And he was just
Nice.
like floored. He was like, really? I've gotten quotes for over $1,000. And I was like, I know, because I do this business, but I heard that you're 80 and these last years are more important.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And he's not on the air right now. So this is when you're supposed to be a ham and find a little spot in your life to go help an 80-year-old get back on the air.
While you're up there, put an end-fed half wave up for him so we can get back on the air.
I don't know, man.
So, Mike, you say that, but like I find a lot of like the 80-year-olds, like even in our club,
Nope.
they aren't active hams. Like they are not interested in getting on the air.
Also, too, I am. I don't know if you know this about me, Michael, but I've unlocked a special secret about InFeds within the impedance tuning aspect ratio of it, aside from the feed line. And I went over it a few times. I'd be glad to share it with you. Anyway, I make very specialized InFed half waves for people, and I charge an outrageous amount of money, and I have every right to do so because nobody else can do what I do with them.
You talking about the random ant?
No, not even the random mint. No, I'm talking about the fat bottom girl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a nice.
I like
name.
fat bottom girls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I do.
Just as much as this fat bottom women, Windows women.
I have a fundamental 80 InFed half wave, and I figured out how to get it under 1.5 across every band, including the work bands, including all of 75 and 80 meters, all under 2-to-1.
Wow.
Super cool. And
Good.
it's not like crackpot theory. Like I found a document that's about, I don't know, 60 plus years old. I found a document that's 60 plus years old that proves that what I'm doing with it is factual. And it has everything to do with the feed line, not the transformer and not the actual radiating element. So, yeah. I'm actually using the feed line as an in and out when necessary radiating element, which most people shun upon. But if as long as you're not a ground earther, you're okay. So
A flat earther?
no, a ground earther. I am not a ground earther. Sorry guys. I don't believe in that dumping my RF into the soil like you guys do.
Oh, there's not an antenna in my house that's grounded. Do you know why? Because lightning is attracted to things that go to ground.
Isn't that such a funny concept, right? It's like,
Well,
we don't really have an answer, right? It's more like a travesty, like a random travesty. When somebody gets hit with lightning, it really kind of almost doesn't matter. It's really a game of chance in the first place. And I agree. If you give lightning a very low impedance path to ground, it's probably going to like it.
Yeah, but the thing is like, dude, nobody is running a fucking, a ground stake and running a ground for a POTA activation.
You want to bet?
Right?
Yep.
All right. Well,
I've seen it firsthand.
I've too.
There are a few. I've run
those
into a
of us
couple.
normal fucking people, right? We're not doing that shit. So,
Paul, you got to state it like, okay, those that are going to be doing activation for 4.5 hours minimum are going to put a ground stake in. Those that do like an hour activation are not going to spend the time hammering anything in whatsoever.
Dude, even a 4-hour activation, ain't nobody got time for that.
There are some guys that do that. Like I bumped into one and he was there for the third hour. And I'm like, dude, you done? He's like, no, I'm going to keep going. I'm like, why? Like, I get it. But at the same time,
How much does the noise floor go down by driving a ground rod in?
Probably minuscule.
It's measurable.
But what?
Measurable, but
1 dB?
But hold on,
3 dB maybe?
we live in a
Like-
yin yang. We live in a yin yang world, right? There's what's the saying? Don't get this without that, right? I think I made that saying up. So
Okay.
there's always got to be an exchange, right? So we've lowered the noise floor, which is a positive for us. So there has to be a negative. What's the negative?
loss of power.
Higher Q.
Loss of
The,
power.
the negative is no cell service because you're in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Oh,
See, they've been drinking too much.
No, am I not following?
do tell, Ziggy. Do tell. Don't leave us in
Come on,
suspense.
Ziggy. I gave you the answer.
Oh, wait a minute. I thought I just told you guys the answer. I thought I was waiting on Grouch to catch up. I lost everybody here? Okay.
Wow.
So,
Oh, yeah.
all right.
I like
So
to say
when
this
you drive a ground stake, you've effectively put half of your antenna into a low impedance, earth. That, depending on how, can I cuss on here? I'm having a real
Yeah,
hard
fine.
Yes.
We're way beyond that. Yeah, go ahead.
Fuck, motherfuck, fucking shit. Smoking weed.
Are we live
the
too,
box?
or is this
Yeah,
a
we-
private
we-
chat?
15 bucks, little man. Put that shit in my hand.
My hand.
That money doesn't show that you owe me. Owe me. Oh.
Ziggy,
Jungle
continue.
love.
Otherwise, he's going to
Yo,
start
Yo,
singing.
yo.
Oh.
So yeah, so the benefit, the positive would be that, okay, great, we've lowered the noise floor. The negative is going to be that, well, in doing so, that you've effectively put half your antenna into the earth. That's why it's quieter.
Yep.
Way to ruin.
That's why I don't
the vibe.
ground. That's why I don't ground a thing.
Also, too,
my partners.
I've been having a hard time lately making videos, and it's really just a time availability thing for me. And also, too, I came into this as Ziggy, and then I was like, hey guys, nobody uses TV coax? Oh, it's just me. Oh, so I took that concept and ran with it, and then I tried to teach people how you can do it. And this is a funny thing about humans is that you can give them perfect data, right? If they still don't think that it's possible, they won't believe it. And you can this is this is just something very specific to humans, and it's why some people have such hard conviction about bullshit. But I took that and ran with it for a while, and then realized that there's a lot of guys out there making really great quality content. I've got a family to raise, so I'll just be here if you need me, kind of thing, and I'll keep doing what I'm good at, and that's making transformers and super high efficiency chokes.
What do you know about it? Nothing.
The most recent choke that I made for a guy right at the band of interest for 20 meters had almost negative 60 dBm of attenuation. That was a pretty nice one, and also it handles about 3,000 to 4,000 watts, no problem.
Oh, that's all?
Yeah, and it'll handle more. I think it'll do 10K without a problem, actually.
All right.
Dude, I would love to see an amplifier putting out 10K.
When you in Florida?
Well, all right. So
Well, if
let's
I go down to Z Hills for the winter.
Yeah, we can light up some street lamps.
just a street lamp.
Yeah, some. Street
All right.
lamps.
Sorry, Eric. Go ahead.
All
Go
right.
ahead.
Have you seen my wiener?
Anyway, so let's let's shift gears here. Like, we got one last giveaway, so I'm gonna finally run that here. So I'm sure there's a bunch of people waiting. We got pretty much about 12 already in the giveaway, 16 total in the chat. So let's go ahead and run this real quick here. I'm gonna shrink you guys down. Here.
Spin that
wheel.
wheel.
Oh, fish. All right. Come on. Click. Let's go. All right. Oh, sorry. There we go.
It's like doom scrolling, right?
Close, man. I feel like I'm on Instagram all day.
Come on.
Oh shit! I wanted to see that one.
Oh damn it! I closed it. I'll never see it ever.
Too late for
again.
you. Man, that's a big list. Anyway. All right. Well, continue your technical talk here. That'll kind of bore the rest of our audience while they're waiting for the wheel of fish to slow down here.
Yeah. So,
Oh, Chris Radio Life says that the Unknown that you made rocked.
well, I'm glad. You liked it.
All right. Cool. Well, Rabbit Ham, you are a lucky winner of anything in the Live Free and Ham store. So if you head on over to livefreeandham.com/shop, feel free to browse the storefront there. And once you figure out what you want and size, send an email to livefreeandham@gmail.com, and we'll make sure that we ship that on out to you. So cool. Congratulations.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah, don't send it via WinLink because it'll take me a week to fucking get it.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, too, what I really hate about our hobby and people that start making transformers with toroidal cores of ferrite or nickel zinc or whatever they choose. I'm really disappointed in the core choice selected by most people, because I never see anybody experimenting with 61 mix cores for higher frequencies, saying 20 meters to 6 meters, because that's the core you use for that area of our playground. The 43 seems to be everybody's go-to, and it's not ideal. Where does it roll off at? I think it's 10 megahertz is where it starts rolling off at. Yeah.
So, Ziggy, what's your background in?
Chevrolets and
I should have asked. Okay, what's your professional career in?
I'm a mechanic.
Okay.
More specifically, I'm an electronics technician, and I've got a little
okay.
I've got a little reputation in the town that I work in, St. Augustine, where Bozard Ford will actually send me vehicles.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Dude,
Yeah.
St. Augustine is one hell of a fucking cool town.
No, I moved away.
All right. Well, it's a cool town to visit. I've been there. I've been there several times. And
But you know what? The locals get terrorized non-stop, because people come to our little town and then they tear it up on the weekends, and then we're just left, during normal business hours, Monday through Friday, picking up all the pieces, from Saturday and Sunday night when everybody's just in town for, they come and they really Mickey Mouse the town up. There's buildings there that have never existed and that are in the wrong styling for the town. There's buildings that were original to its founding and they demolished them to make parking lot space. So I don't believe that the town that you see anymore is the town it is in its entirety. And the police in the town, they're very picky towards the locals. They pick on the locals because they don't want to, somebody that's just there for the weekend, it's not worth the bother to them, it seems like to me. But all the locals in St. Augustine, we all know all the cops because they're all high strung, because it's a very high demand, city to work in, which I understand.
Sturgis.
But I have never done so many not wrong things in my life and been hassled by cops so much in one town. I had to leave, man. You can't even just enjoy yourself in downtown St. Augustine anymore. It's all Mickey Mouse up, dude. I had to leave. It's game over. So
you ever been to Potter's Wax Museum?
Yes.
Yes, dude. I freaking love that place. It is so cool.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's a wax museum. It is what it is. It's got the presidents and famous people, and I got pictures. I thought it was cool.
Yeah. So I actually used to be a tour guide in St. Augustine. I actually owned two different businesses when I lived there, and I was a tour guide. And I had this one story. I didn't tell you anything truthful or factual about the city. I made up this hour-long script one day, and I started taking people on tours around town, and they started paying me lots of money. And I would just flab at the mouth and just make up this crap right? And so I made up the story of Bill the Butcher. And Bill the Butcher was a guy who came into town kind of like, Jeff Bezos. He had like the nice horse and the pretty, carriage, and he was always, on vacation. He had lots of money. And people went missing all the time back then. And Bill was a murderer. He was a murderous son of a bitch, but he worked inside of like the laws of the town, right? He kind of worked for the town, right? When people needed to be disappeared, you know what I'm saying?
Did his wife bake people into meat pies?
No, he didn't have a wife.
Before we get into
Damn it.
the murder lore here, a second, Tortoise is gonna take off here real quick. So, Tortoise, let folks know what's going on. Obviously, anything up on your channel, feel free to share that, and then you can take off there, man. But again, thanks for hanging out with us, and it's definitely been a blast having you here.
I've got to get I've got to get the video for W2SC put together and up. I did not get the video to my guy, so that is my fault. But gonna get that up, and I might try to go live tomorrow with another POTA.
Nice. Okay.
Maybe. I don't know.
Good. I got you on Hammer Alert, so I'll be listening for you.
All right. Well, we'll see how that works. But other than that, I'm going to enjoy my 4th of July weekend. I'm going to travel back up to New England on Saturday, and my bird is about ready to explode. She's literally climbing laps in this cage right now. She's like, I need to go to bed. So,
well,
she's driving me nuts.
Yeah. Well, Michael, happy fuck taxes day. Because essentially that's what it is. It's happy fuck taxes day.
It's only a war crime the first time.
Dude, how can folks find you if they want to hang out with you and whatnot? Go ahead and throw your channel out there.
You can find me on Tortoise Overland, Tortoise_Overland. I do have an Instagram, Tortoise Overland _ in between also. And find me on the radio, find me somewhere. You can find me on Discord, on all the Happy Ham Discords, especially Live Free and Ham Radio Crash Course, God bless, I don't know, all of them. I'm there somewhere.
Somewhere. Yep.
And you can find me in Discord, just look my call up, November 3 Mike Foxtrot Lima.
Dude, awesome. Well, hey, thank you again for hanging out with us.
It's not FML, it's MFL.
MFL, yes.
MFL.
Get that right there,
MFL.
Crouch.
Mighty Fine Leprechaun.
Motherfucking lesbian. Anyway,
my fucking life.
Well, that's a good one.
That one works better than mine, but yeah.
My fucked up life. My fucked up life was pretty good.
No, way better. Dude, awesome.
All right,
well,
brothers.
Hey.
Love you. Have fun.
Love you too, man.
Nick, nice to meet
Thank you for
to meet you.
crossing over to the dark side, man. Looking for more POTAs. Hit me up when you get back up this way. We'll do a POTA.
Do I got the look?
Moose.
Good, man. Nose.
No,
Nice.
just with the head down, and all you see is my nose. So Night.
Later. All right, man.
Later, yeah.
I'm gonna. All right.
Where was I?
And then there were 3. Now we're doing builds. The build series.
So this
Listen,
is
Ziggy gets technical.
Oh,
He
I
does
get down.
some
I get down,
fucking
son. You want
smart shit.
You want to go all night?
I don't know about all night, but I'll go as far as I can.
We'll just switch over to my channel after.
Yeah, that's right. We'll do like that one night where we're on 3 different streams until 6 in the morning.
Oh my gosh! Holy crap!
We had a great time. We didn't talk to each other for like a week after that, though.
I could say probably not.
We were all trying to catch up on sleep.
What the hell is that?
So this is a very hard item for me to get. This is a 5 kilovolt rated 100 picofarad ceramic, what they call doorknob capacitor. And isn't that just great? It having those screw down lugs where you can just tap right into it. No soldering iron necessary. So this is the same thing as your. Do I need to get one? I guess so.
Oh boy, we getting test equipment.
This is the same.
Yeah,
thing.
I'd agree with you, James. Definitely looks like a flux capacitor.
So this is the capacitor, and this is when I used to do capacitors, and I still do capacitors for people when they want me to build them something pretty, because I get it. You know what I mean? Not everybody's ready to get brainwashed like I am. I don't actually use capacitors in my NFEDs, but when they do want it, and because they want everything, normal people, they use these. These are TDKs, what I call blue caps. You can get these just about any value, but the rating on these, I can't remember what this rating is, but I believe it's probably a 3K rating, which is way overkill for somebody's 100-watt radio in the backyard. But what I use these for outside of the inside the InFed half wave to fix the higher bands, as they say, I use one of these on the actual radiating element itself. So right in the middle of the let's say it's an 80, 130 some foot wire, our fundamental 80 InFed half wave. You put one of these, you know what I'm talking about, Eric? If you put one of these capacitors in the middle of that wire, what happens to the
I'm just gonna nod and say yes.
Okay. I didn't want to keep going if you didn't know. I was assuming
I'll
that
catch
you
up.
didn't know.
Put it this way: I'll catch up along the way. I obviously know basic electronics, but when it comes to actually like putting circuits designed together, forget it. I'm lost.
So if you
That's a 22 long rifle.
yeah, this is what I do.
That I know. Okay.
This is what I tap when I get nervous. But if you can only say one nice thing about me, Eric, just say that Ziggy knows his shit when it comes to InFed half waves. That's all I ask.
Okay.
I spent thousands of hours on them. And I've come full circle. But anyway, so a lot of people bitch because they can't get into the voice area on 75 meters on the 80 meter band because the fundamental half wave harmonic lands you somewhere around 3.5, which is, in my opinion, useless unless you're an FT8 fanboy on 80 meters, which is stupid.
Nothing
Anyway,
wrong with that.
Like,
but anyway.
I mean, sorry. If I wanted to talk up and down, anyway, you got such nice long wire you could be doing more stuff with. You put this in the middle of your radiating element, it's going to push just that one band into 75 meters. It's going to only on 80 meters electrically shorten.
Right in the middle of the band, or where the lower part of the band?
So I think 100 picofarad will shoot you, let's see, probably up to 3.9
Okay.
as a resonant, but it doesn't affect all the other harmonics. It just basically fixes your so that you can rag chew with the boys, because I've seen this before where hams, they'll put up their fundamental 80, but their older hams, and this is where the problem comes in, is the older hams, they want to talk on 75. They want nothing to do with the CW and the FT8 side of 80 meters, which
that makes sense,
right? It's understandable. They're older.
Yeah,
they want
they
to
weren't doing that back in those days anyway, when they had separate transmitters. So yeah.
So you'll get these hams, and they buy these standard 49-to-1 twisted with the 100 cap installed, and then they tune it for all the main harmonics, and then they look at 80 and they go, well, I'm sitting at 3.5. Well, I'll just use my my wide range auto tuner to fix it, and then they smoke stuff, and it happens all the time, man. All the time. They smoke amps, they smoke tuners, they smoke radios, and it's all because this one reason. I'm telling you, they're trying to get onto 75 meters with a fundamental 80 meter InFed half wave, and they don't know about this. And what's sad is that they should, because they're OGs and they're 80 years old.
Yeah. Oh, come on, dude. Like, I know a lot of OGs, especially like I'm a 30-year-old ham. So in essence, I know a lot of those OGs that they very much either know it or they don't. And that's the problem, is that like you might get a couple of OGs that are, they've heard through the grapevine, but they're not going to know that the stuff that you've already, kind of unveiled along the way. So yeah, it's not surprising. I mean, it happens.
they know better than to be trying to tune something with an 11-to-1 SWR is what I'm trying to get at.
They're still gonna do it. They're still gonna do it. That's what a tuner's for, right? You know, you get a tuner that could 10-to-1. What's 11-to-1? No big deal.
No, the cap's not polarized because this cap is specifically made for RF applications. So
So it
And
doesn't
they're-
matter which orientation you put it in.
no.
Man, I feel like we're on a Ham Radio Workbench episode. This is crazy. This is weird.
You wanna,
Well,
you know-
listen, Eric, if you want to talk about smart stuff, right? You just got to bring Ziggy or TO into the mix.
Well, that I know, Tio, but yeah.
Man, I 90% of the shit that fucking Ziggy and TO talk about, like, way the fuck over my head.
Sorry,
But-
it gets me excited.
Dude, it gets me excited too, because it's like, holy shit, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, but man, like, it's cool.
Yeah, I'm a big hands-on guy. So in this sense, like, you could talk theoretical, you could talk, at theoretical application, but unless I'm actually physically doing it, it's not ever going to, make total sense to me.
I feel you.
I would have never thought of that. I got to admit, you may not be a complete idiot after all.
After all, thank you.
Where was this harmonic at? There it was.
What are we graphing today?
So this is no, is it the next harmonic? This is just I just wanted to show you like a quick demonstration of how we can oh, you know what? I only want to go from I don't want 1 to 30. Let's start at 14 megs. There we go. That makes it easier. So here's our 20 meter infed half wave, and let me tune it real quick. So this is basically what you would get. I'm thinking you'd have four harmonics. I'm sorry. Let me get a fourth one in here.
That's pretty good.
No, I'm doing something wrong. How many feet am I at? I should be at 60 feet. Yeah, there we go. All right. So here's our 20 meter infed half wave, right? This is like what you would expect. You get your 10, 15, and 20.
Yep.
Right? And then on a 40, you just get that extra 40. So let's
Right.
just pretend that we're doing 40 today. So yeah, so we still get our 40. So these are our 4 bands. But guess what? We're not looking at an infed half wave. We're looking through a piece of 75 ohm coax right here.
Yeah.
At these frequencies. And look, they all fall to 50 ohms.
Yeah.
Exactly kind of where we need them. Now, of course, you get to the higher end of 10, you may have a little bit of issue here, but here's the point. If you had a 60-foot piece of 75 ohm coax, your radio wouldn't know the difference.
Yeah, no, right.
Pretty much. And that's
as long as you give it 50 ohms, it doesn't really care how it looks like it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's gonna harmonize within the 75 ohm impedance to these highs here in between, and then it's gonna repolarize again back to 50 ohms at the bands of interest.
So, question for you.
Yeah.
Where's your kind of passion? You more of a like you shoot for like the 160 side and trying to challenge that long wire, or you like you like to sit at the 80 side and improve upon that as much as you can.
You're talking about for an infed?
Oh, in general, anything, whether it's a dipole, whether it's an off center.
My main focus is 20 through 6.
Okay.
Yeah, because 80's easy, and if 80's easy, 40's just as easy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I don't do anything with 160 other than help old guys with their crazy off center feds that they like to use. Yeah. Crazy long. Hundreds and hundreds of feet.
Yeah.
I think I've got a few contacts on 160.
I've never not once. Nope. That and also 6 meters. I've never heard or made a contact. But understand something about me. I'm not your typical ham. I build antennas and I test them, and that's kind of what I do. I don't even like people are like, oh, I don't.
Now, when you test them, you say you actually field test them, or you just basically bench test them?
I don't bench test antennas. I think
Okay.
I think it's nice to have a little bit of bench data, and it gets you extremely close. But I've seen antennas totally fall apart or come together when they're out there.
Oh yeah.
Even if I have 2 and I go back to back, I'm like, oh, this is this is perfect. And I take it out there and I'm like, nope, it still does that thing that they all do. And it all sucks, past 20 meters and up. So, I've got a fix. Let's throw a capacitor on it. Come on.
So you're the type of guy that won't like POTA or making contacts aren't your thing. It's primarily just like, making that.
I made a POTA video. I did. I did.
Sorry. My apologies. Circle of Trust.
That one time.
What that one time?
Circle of Trust.
I did it just so I could say I did a POTA, because everybody's like, you've never done a POTA. You can't talk about POTA unless you've never done a POTA. And I said, where's my camera? Where's my camera?
Yeah, true. Well,
they ran me ragged. Boy, I was out of breath. I was like, God damn, y'all like this? This is work.
Dude, just like Paul likes jumping out of perfectly good working or half good working planes, I'm very much like all about, the next pile up. That's where I'm like all about. Like I will literally spend every waking moment trying to seek out the next pile up. And I know that probably very much is like, what are you talking about? I don't understand that. But, but when you get into like, antenna design and optimization and just tweaking that little extra little bit of information out of, a little bit of tidbit of information or tweaking it in a way, like for me, that's like, I get it and I like it. But at the same time, when I go out in the actual, field, I'm not like thinking like, how can I get the extra, 1 or 2 more dB out of this process? Because I'm not thinking that way.
That's why this hobby needs people on both sides of.
I don't disagree with that. And I think it's important for folks like yourself to push that envelope every time and keep us folks.
That's a great distinction that you just made, right? Because when I was saying earlier that I was disappointed in, the old men, some in particular, that I guess doesn't apply to everybody, because that applies to the bean counters like me in the hobby, right? The guys that chase decimals.
Okay.
The guys that are chasing decimals, they should know a little bit more about electronics, and I expect them to. I guess I have high standards.
but dude, and I love the fact that you have a high standard for that, because I don't. And in essence, it only encourages me to say that, when I'm out in the field and using these antennas, I can give you real world values and say, here, this is what I'm seeing. And you can be like, oh, well, these 3 values need to be tweaked, or this area needs to be improved. And, you make my life better, but at the same time, at the same instance, you're actually making your life better, because you're improving your skill set. You're learning how to optimize. You're learning how to grow your skill set and improve something that, is good in its base form, but can be always improved upon and iterated on and, made better.
So RF being the one beautiful thing in life that we cannot see.
Sure.
You know what I mean? If we could see it, this conversation would be quite different for sure.
Yeah,
right.
I agree.
So that day is coming too. I believe that day is coming very soon, where we will be able to, in real time, see RF and be able to attenuate and be able to look at different things in a.
It'll change the game. It'll change the whole entire playing field, I'm sure, because for those that I see what Flex is doing. I see some of the changes they're doing in their transmitters and all of that aspect, and just some of those small little pockets of growth. It excites me, because it's like, okay, we're not sitting idle, and we're not saying like, okay, this is just good enough, let's just stay with it. We're doing exactly what hams should be doing, which is iterating and making things better.
And being very endearing, I think, has lost its steam in ham radio too. Like, we live in a world where if I'm too hard, on one guy about, getting his general or whatever like that, I don't know. I got to where I am because I had some rough teachers, and I love every single one of them. Yeah. Okay. And they always just left me with questions, which I think is the best kind of teacher, right? Like, hey, good luck sleeping tonight. Here you go.
Me, I had the opposite. I always had the guys that, the mentors in my life that always be like, hey, they ask the question, is this something that, you're comfortable with? If it's not, then like what can be done to improve or iterate or make it better? or how to grow it, how to find someone who can actually expand upon it, and it really kind of just set me in a different place, to thinking both electronics, both in IT and all of that aspect. So yeah, I love to hear the fact that you're like super major, like almost to a fault passionate. I know,
no,
dude, you're
I'm
not.
so mean.
You are
So-
not. Like,
So mean. Ask her out. I will tear antennas apart.
dude, and that's totally fine as long as you're not tearing into the person because they don't either understand or they're not at the level where your knowledge is already. And so if you're passing that on and encouraging them to do it, then dude, you are like, aces in my book, as they say. So, I say keep going, even if people think that you're like a codgy old, person who just, like you don't know antenna theory. Like
Ziggy
what the hell's
hates
wrong with
every
you?
antenna.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, when Ziggy takes a massively overpriced antenna and says, "This is what it really is," and it's a piece of shit, like that means something.
Oh yeah, dude. We need people like that.
That
Because
was a big risk.
Well, but like, you have to look at it at the same time. Like, what do you like? I mean, you're risking your integrity, but at the same time, you're not risking much. Yeah, but at the same time, it takes a long time for people to come around and realize that, yeah, it is a piece of shit. And no matter how much they've toted the brand or they made it, popular or whatever. Trust me, being in IT in the professional space, that happens more often than not. So. I always seek out folks like yourself that, are willing to, rip into something for the purposes of not to tear it down, but for the purposes to actually like validate whether or not it actually says the claims that it, it states. So
Speaking of claims, I wanted to touch base. You were talking about how do I get my metrics for the devices that I build.
Mhm.
So everybody loves to go out and do Whisper. This is
Sure.
Grouch's favorite go-to, right? And I totally respect Whisper. However, myself and a couple other builders, we were talking one day that there's this aspect about Whisper where in that you're kind of magically all riding the same carpet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
like the same heartbeat.
Sure.
It's like it knows exactly where to look, when to look, for that, clip of data if it's there. And also it sends that clip of data how many times per transmission?
Yeah, right.
It's like, hey, I'm Ziggy, 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 hey, I'm Ziggy,
Yeah.
The chances of it populate. So propagation has always been a hard metric for me to digest. And I've always fallen to the prey that I have to provide reception report type stuff from my antennas, and no, I don't.
Yeah.
I have
I don't
the
think so.
ability to just flat out draw how it's going to radiate on paper. I was taught some really neat tricks by the Mr. Hollywood himself, where I can actually draw antenna radiation patterns freehand. Give me pen and
Wow.
paper. Yeah, we can draw this up. And
Your dying art.
What a beautiful man he is.
Oh, he's so smart.
Yeah, he gives me time of day every once in a while. So with that, as long as all the parameters that we all know as hams, like let's get the trees out of the way. Let's make sure whatever our soil situation is, not going to impede on us.
We're infinite space. Yes, exactly.
Right,
Close
right.
enough.
Let's make sure all the basic parameters are met, and then let's go ahead and just leave propagation alone because that's its own thing, and let's focus on getting the best made antenna as high up as we can. And that alone has been and then also I say all that bullshit to get right back to this point. How does it present to the user? Now that's a very cryptic way of saying is his radio gonna be able to jive with it, or is he gonna fight with this thing a little bit? So the number one thing, and I have to go back on some core beliefs here, is that sometimes you have to make a device lossy in order to be more usable. And nothing says that better than my weird creation that I came up with one day called the Random Mint. I took one of the world's lossiest cores and I put the world's most lossiest core winding on top of it. Ta-da! You have something that you can tune anything with.
Sure. Right.
I have it right here. One of them, this is a beefy one.
Yeah, Chris was showing me his yesterday.
He's so proud of it. I'm glad he likes it.
Yeah.
So this is a this
That's
is
a
what I
pretty
call.
sight.
Thanks, man. That's another thing I do too. Like if they don't look like this is not tight enough right here. If they don't look this good, then I won't.
If it
ship them.
doesn't look like it belongs in a jewelry case and could be sold for 6 figures, then it ain't worth your
No.
time.
No, absolutely. So
That's,
Nice
that's
finding.
the Gucci of Toroid.
Yeah, exactly. Roids, exactly. Gucci roids.
thanks, guys. I really appreciate that. I spent a lot of time on this. And
Dude, and it shows. So I'll toot your horn a little bit. I
see
love
this?
I
See
love
that?
engineers who take time to be able to make something just as pretty and professional as it is functional.
You know what that's from?
I can't see what you're looking at.
Oh, right on my
His
finger.
finger.
That cut.
Well, no, I can't see the cut, but yeah, I get roughly the cut. Yeah,
You can-
for the Toroid.
You can get burned on enamel wire if you try to straighten it out too fast.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy. I got lit up. I was standing up trying to be all slick and just pulled through 6 feet of it real fast.
Yeah. You can also get burned if you hold on to the paracord just a little too tight when you throw the throw back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So lossy core, lossy winding, makes
Oh.
for a shit ton of fun.
Although, did you strip a lot of enamel off of it when you ran it through your fingers?
No, actually I didn't.
Wow, that's a bummer.
There might be some enamel in my fingers still.
Oh, hey.
But yeah, so this was a weird creation because this is totally what I don't believe in, right? He wants to make a clear cover. I should make you a clear cover and send you one. This little thing, it goes against everything I've ever stood from the very beginning of my resonant, lifestyle. It turns out you can still hook up some junk to RF and make contacts. You know what I mean?
Well, it's the old adage of like you could take a dummy load and make a contact with it. It's like that whole premise I get it. Like I understand. Like you could design and graph out and test out every little aspect of an antenna, but until you bring it out in the woods or out into a parking lot or what the heck are you bringing girls onto the show for?
Hey.
Oh boy. Yeah, see, I get distracted fast. Squirrel. Yeah, it's one of those things. It's like, that amazes me alone in the hobby. It's like, from what they say, practically what exists on paper and theory doesn't always apply in practice. And, I'm sure you probably have proven that theory out several times.
I also have a creation that I call the zigzag. Did I go over that one with you, Grouch?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the zigzag, Eric, you're gonna love this, right? You can build one for like $5.
Sure. Yeah, that's the best part.
So you take 4 random length radials, right? Somewhere about 20 to 30 feet long or something like that. And
but random.
Right. Yeah. Different.
But yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No math behind it. And then on your center connector for your SO239 after your choke, right? You have 2 different radiating elements coming off, and neither one of those need to be by themselves inherently resonant. Like put one in between 20 and 30 and put the other one in between 15 and 17.
Yep.
Tune up anything.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've done that with my Woofer recoil where I've my vertical itself, the ground rating elements. I've done one's set that's 12 feet, the other one's 35 feet, and it's an interesting scenario. Like I haven't gone to the length that you've probably done in terms of understanding all of that, but yeah, it's an interesting kind of process to learn that stuff.
The Rando double Rybakov,
which I have not ever played with yet, but.
The Rando double Rybakov. What are you talking about? Is this a product somebody's selling?
No, I'm just saying you should make one because you're talking about random radials and random 2 elements going up. Make it a random 2 element Rybakov and just fucking see what happens when you play with it.
So you got an antenna design that really kind of stumps you? these days?
Keeps me up at night. Is that what you mean?
Same thing. Yeah.
Give me a minute. I can come up with one. Okay, so we've all seen it. There's the big beautiful. Where did I save this?
The big beautiful bill.
No, that's not
the big beautiful inverted V.
Okay.
That has I guess it has like 2 stepper motors, or maybe just 1 stepper motor. But anyway, he's able to change the length of the V, but keep the height because it can like pull in and reel, like
weird.
the 2 legs.
Okay.
And I'm not hating on it. I love the design mechanically, right? Like
Sure.
the mechanics of it, the design of it. But in my opinion, he's got this big, heavy stepper motor in an enclosure with all of its hardware. You know, we're
At the
talking
top
poundage.
of the point.
We're
Yeah,
talking
at the point.
poundages. Well, I think it's well over 10 pounds. It's a big enclosure too. The mast he had to use must have been, the top pole was probably that big around, and the whole thing was still like, leaning,
Bending.
right.
Yep.
I was just totally impractical. To that was my biggest peeve. It's a beautiful idea, but it's too heavy. And then I thought to myself, I got an idea. Why don't we just take all that heavy stuff out of there? And like the blinds, how it's got like the loop cord and you just keep pulling it?
Yep.
Right? You could just have a loop of string coming down. And if you want it automatic, you could just loop around a pulley, but put all the heavy stuff down here and we'll just run basically a belt up there.
Mm-hmm.
So all we're doing is spinning something. We're going to eliminate like at least 10 pounds. And then plus we don't have to go up with our control wires anymore either.
Right. Sort of like the vertical the stepper has right now, I think. Right. It's a 40/10 vertical with a elevated counterpoise, but kind of the same. All the mechanics are at the lower part of the antenna, or primarily at the base of the tripod or whatever.
Right. No, you got it. It's just we're just talking about having all the heavy stuff up top, right?
Right.
They have all the mechanics at the. So this is a quarter wave that you're talking about, an adjustable quarter wave. I got you.
Right.
Just you wanted me to pick something to gripe about. I found one for you. I
Dude,
got more.
I'm sure you do. It's like, I'm sure every antenna at this point, somewhere along in its evolution, is griped. Basically cause you to go, why did it do that? Or how can we?
Did you know that your standard dipole, one leg's actually supposed to be about 5% longer than the other?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Why so?
You can actually make a dipole present at 50 ohms instead of somewhere
that
a
I
little
knew.
bit higher.
I knew. Yeah. That makes sense. But what? And so, what's the percentage of like why one
like 5 to 10, and depends upon your height above ground, but it does something. I believe the correct term is called loading.
Mm-hmm.
And you're changing which leg has the higher impedance,
right?
And by doing so, you're essentially just slightly off centering your mono band, and you can for exchange for a little bit of reactance, you can actually correct the resistance. You can correct the impedance.
Interesting.
Just a little bit of an offset. Not much.
Yeah, antennas always amaze me, but I have not, because I'm still enjoying the activity of doing POTA and getting out and making contacts, because I spent, we'll say, most of my original ham career as a no-code technician and never really could get Morse code. And because I never really could get Morse code, I never had the opportunity to do HF band. So when I finally became the COVID general ham, I have never looked back and really just trying to, understand or build antennas. I think, it's definitely a skill to have and understand, because it can provide you a plethora of, information, and, both in the field as well as, on the bench kind of thing. And, dude,
can I show
I
you
love
the
people
zigzag?
like yourself, I guess. I almost envy folks like yourself because that's all you ever think about. Like you're like you just think about like how can I modify? How can I change this? How can I improve upon it? How can I, basically run it through NNMAA, to figure out what the field plot is and all of that other stuff. And meanwhile, I'm like, dude, just give me the antenna. I want to go out and operate.
Oh no, did I get it? Oh, I gotta run it first. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Care how it works, just make it work.
Just send that thing, boy.
I watch Callum all the time when he goes over all his verticals, and I'm like, dude, I get it, but like my brain just shuts off. Like I like that RF bubble looks awesome, but give me the antenna. I want to go play with it. I want to see what I can get.
Let me close this and let's go back to what it is. Okay. Oh, and I got currents this time. Let's go ahead and zoom this.
That inverted V?
Yeah, so it's an inverted V, and if you look over here, you see this crazy little porcupine?
Yeah, looks like ground radials.
So no, not ground radials. It's acting as a little bit of a capacity hat. So I'm giving RF an option, but it's down here at the ground. Normally, when we think about capacity hats, they're up in the sky.
Yeah, they're higher, right?
I found out they work fucking anywhere.
Yeah, no. If there's a few NFEDs that are sort of like that, they recommend lower, almost at the ground level, and
those are
better.
Those are the high impedance ones, like the 60-40 ones, and I would never sell anybody one with that high of an impedance. That's just too much damn impedance. You're losing your efficiencies in the dirt. However, it is a very easy to use and tunable antenna at that impedance ratio. So hold on.
Yeah. Okay. We'll come back to that.
Like you said, no, this is what you need. You need something that works for you.
Sure.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. Hey.
Is that what you were getting at?
Well, yeah, it's kind of funny. Yes, you do. Like in the long run, to be the most efficient, to be the best operator, to be able to get the best production out of both the bands you want to operate on, the radio, the equipment, the antenna, all of that of that is super important.
You're talking about having a loadout of options. Is that
true? But
is that what you're saying?
Yes and no. I mean, like it's multifaceted. I get where you're coming from with something
nobody
like
has
this.
one handgun.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Exactly. The best way to say it.
All right. Not a problem. I just think that there needs to be more people critical about antennas because I feel like we all.
I don't disagree. Don't disagree.
Because I hear other hams talking, and I'm like, they're saying nice things about antennas, and I look at their face, and I'm like, I don't fucking believe you. You're saying that because you know that guy, and that guy's your friend, but da 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 da. It's always some story, and it's like, oh no, this is the best antenna in the world.
Same thing with radios. I mean, there's for every one ham that likes an ICOM versus a Yaesu, it's the same kind of philosophy. It's like, oh, I'm gonna be in the bandwagon or I'm gonna be against the bandwagon, and antennas don't disappoint in that area too. But although it's not as to say, Ziggy, that you're a majority is not the case. You're a minority. Like to have folks like you are important.
A minority within a minority.
Exactly right. But dude, the value you bring to this, if someone actually stops and takes the time to understand it, is like freaking phenomenal.
That's very nice of you. That means a lot. Thank you.
No problem. I appreciate you doing it.
If you look at these blue lines, so let's take off currents for a minute. Let's talk about what the hell this shit is. All right, so you spotted it. It's an inverted V, and from the top down, all we have is just a couple radials. Now, I've gone out of my way because this program always wants to make shit symmetrical, and I've gone ahead and I've laid them out in a not quite so symmetrical, kind of like as you would, trying to be as good as you could in the backyard.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that human element to it. Then this is the capacity hat, which is just basically a whole bunch of just scrap wire insulated that's just kind of laid around the ground a little bit.
Okay.
In kind of an ideal situation, some are kind of sticking up. But anyway, just a couple of different places to present different impedance paths at the very tip.
Okay.
Where the high voltage wants to live. Now, what have I done here? I've run this at 20 meters. Now, this is actually 2 wires. Here's one, and here's the other one. You see them now?
Oh, nice.
See how only one's connected to this capacitive hat, and the other one's not. Okay.
Yep, I got that.
So these are this is actually speaker wire. So they run parallel to each other, and then one's cut short, and then the other leg continues. So that's real easy to build.
And that short is for what reason?
To provide yet another option for the RF to do its thing, to find a better path
To drain off. Okay.
to not go back into the radio. We're trying to get it. We're trying to give it as many options out here to go play, because we're trying to keep the operator as happy as possible. So with a choke, and now we have the radials, and you can see at 20 megahertz, 20 meters, we have this high current point right here.
Yep.
But then it disappears, and it gets all dissipated within there, right?
Sure.
And the vertical means that we've actually changed polarity. We went from a horizontal to a vertical polarization, so that just makes the RF all kinds of silly. So it's got basically a sink to drain into right here. And then here on the shorter one, look at this. You see how the current matches right here? It goes straight to the tip, and it's happy.
Okay.
Yeah, so this just happens to be a very close working area. And what these two are doing, these two wires are playing on each other, and they're also playing off these radials. Now, this is an old revision. I haven't updated this, but these need to be different links, because you can see the currents on the radials, but not all of them. See how there's one with high current and this one has low current?
Yeah, I see that.
They all meet in one place, and they all want to fight it out. So they'll actually do a little bit of nullification.
Yeah, they'll cancel each other out
before they continue. Now, if you put a choke here and before the radio, this thing's practically invisible, and you can tune up any frequency you want. And you have used no pen, no paper, no math,
And
no
so,
calculator.
how much wire are you actually throwing up altogether?
I think if you let me look at my wire. Where's the big numbers? 10, 30 feet, I think it was. I've written down.
Not bad.
Hold on.
Wow. I would have thought it would have been more. Huh.
4, 6, no, I'm sorry. Okay, so I've got a 61 foot and a 56. I got a 61 and a 56 radiating element in here because it's all in meters. I had to
convert. Yeah.
I had to write it down. And then at the time, I had only had what I had. For whatever reason, I had 18.5 foot radials. But yeah, I think you could. The point is that this isn't. There's no math behind this, and I don't think it really matters all too much that you follow exactly what I did. As long as you get the concept close and you do some proper choking, and you give the RF enough options, this could be an emergency antenna for anybody.
Totally, dude. The fact that, and the one thing I've learned from watching Callum a lot is that, like, the experimenting aspect of it is super important to understanding both the fundamental side of things and just in being able to do exactly what you just did there with that design. Like, understand it at the same time, also execute upon it. And so, like, yeah, dude, interesting. Huh, man. Stop. We have to stop now because I've got too much on my plate now. I can't keep thinking about doing antenna design and add that to my plate. Step in here, Grouch, please. Let's talk about skydiving, or let's switch up the topic a little bit. Or did you freeze up there? Did Elon get you? I think he did. Grouch, you there?
I wonder if he like paused his screen on purpose.
No, Elon got him, I think. Yep. Elon got him.
That's hilarious.
I have several screen captures of his face being locked up because of Elon.
That's pretty great.
Dude,
are you on Discord?
Oh yeah, I'm on several. Which one?
Did you on Toads is my home base.
Yeah, just look up N1JUR. I'm on Toads.
Okay, let me add a friend.
Holy crap, it's midnight.
N1JUR. It most certainly is. I'm not good at this.
Oh, Discord? That's fine. Don't worry about it.
It's all right. My homie emergency antenna is the horizontal sections of my rain gutters. It's all tied together to a 9-1. It's nice because it won't come down in a storm, and it does pretty good for invis.
Never say never there, James. I've had gutters fall down in storms a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad. Just the tip. That's great. I'm glad that he has an antenna like that always deployed, and that's up. I used to hate the rain gutter antenna when I first found out about it. I was like, why? And then I go, you know what? It's better than nothing.
Oh, Grouch dropped off.
It's better than nothing.
That's the old adage is the best antenna you have is what you have in front of you, kind of thing. So yeah, I very much like. I mean, I have my antennas 80-10 in the backyard. I'm in an HOA.
I think it goes the worst. The worst antenna is the one that you haven't put up yet.
That is true, right? or soon to put up. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's it's kind of one of those things that like I love the idea of exploring antennas because it's never like it's not absolute. There's always some caveat or some option or some exception in some case because there's always a trade-off with antennas, as you probably very much know very well. So it's it's a good hobby. I don't know. I love ham radio no matter what, and I eventually will get to your level, but
there's no coming back.
I know. I get it. There's always a black hole you will forever fall in and never come out.
No, you'll stop going outside. All those outdoor videos disappear. Don't do it.
Okay. Well, I'll heed the advice, but I'll
You're
probably
too good at
still
what
travel.
you do. You're too good at what you do.
Well, I appreciate it and thank you for having some confidence in me. But that's just the nice part about it. Like I come from 30. I don't know how many years you've been licensed? 40 years.
Licensed?
Yeah.
Shit. I don't know. Maybe 5.
Okay, so you're 5. I've been licensed 30 years. 20 years of that, I've probably taken a hiatus, stories of family, career, all that stuff. But from the point of getting back in COVID, prior to that, the understanding of the stuff that today and having the internet and being able to do all of the,
are you kidding me? How could you ever catch up to the speed that we can now without like 3D modeling software?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I can get my head around the 3D modeling stuff pretty well, and an MAA is pretty relatively easy to understand.
Right, but 20 years ago, right?
Yeah, and like
all
20
you
years
had
ago,
was some good, nice, sexy drawings out of a book.
Yeah, or graph paper and a nice long, abacus to do the calculations with. But yeah, those guys, when they did those antennas, like I was always blown away and amazed, but never really understood the underlying, like, oh, why does that beam do this, its specific thing? Why is it?
Kind of felt like they were the gatekeepers, right? Like,
yeah,
what is it, old man? Tell me.
Totally.
Tell
like,
me what the secret is. No.
They made mentoring this like old troll of the bridge kind of thing, and you shall not pass.
I want to show you my first antenna. And then we can get off the stream. You ready?
Sure, fire away. What? Oh, okay. I bet that. Yeah, that's the old 3-legged 2-meter antenna, right?
No, it's a center feed for a dipole.
Oh.
But I've gone out of my way and I've made with some paracord, I've made a hanger.
A little loop, okay.
Out of 2 holes, and then the other 2 holes are strain relief for the.
Oh, all right. I see where you. Okay, got it. I thought those were the legs of like a 2-meter antenna. Got it.
Yeah,
okay.
and then I like brass. I like to be kind of fancy. But
Sure.
I had my strain relief is more paracord that's crimped,
Oh,
but
that's nice.
they also act as my anyway. But yeah, so you can pull on this thing as hard as you want, and it's not going to pull the wire.
Never going to snap, right? Yeah.
Off the and then
Nice design.
Yeah, made this for a couple of dollars, you could say.
Probably less than that, a couple of cents at that point. Paracord's pretty cheap.
Yeah,
and-
just a hanger, and 2 points for you to connect.
I was gonna say, isn't that like 10 gauge like house wiring by the looks of it?
Not house wiring. It's stranded.
Is it stranded? Okay, all right. So it's a step above.
It's also PTFE.
Dude, that's awesome.
But anyway,
Dude,
I'm sorry.
I love guys like you. I mean,
I just wanted to break the ice, showing you here. I probably should have showed you like this, would have been better. But I just wanted to break the ice and show that hey, my first antenna was a dipole.
I believe it. You had to start somewhere.
This wasn't my first antenna. This is just a remake I did so I could show it on camera. It looked way worse than that.
I'm sure the first one probably is something you do not want to show on
I was also the first time I got an RF burn.
I have not yet, knock on wood. So
Very first day I had an antenna up. Whoa.
It was drilled home very early on in my ham career that I do not want to mix antennas and transmitters at the same time, especially when both of them are active. And no matter how many, older hams are like, do not touch this, do not touch this. So it's sort of like the old, don't put your finger on a hot stove kind of thing. So I always learned that early.
If you're still my buddy around Christmas time, you might get one of these Ziggy handmade Christmas ornaments.
Oh, dude, I love that stuff. You got me as a buddy. For the longest time, I used to and I stopped doing it for a while. I used to buy small little PCB, Christmas tree LED kits that you'd assemble via soldering kind of kits very early on,
fun.
20 years ago. Those were fun to do because it was people would be like, "Oh, you soldered that?" I'm like, "Yeah, it runs off a 9-volt, big deal." But they're like, "Oh, it's pretty cool." So, I get it. That stuff is awesome. I would love to put that on my tree. My wife, maybe on the other hand, maybe not, but I'll hang it in the office.
I could use some red and green wire. I could paint the toroid white.
Dude, yeah, you got something going there. Hey, with your handy wiring, making that toroid, you could probably even make it color coded like red or get it candy striped, filament wire.
I just ran out of my favorite wire. I'm down to my what I call peasant wire at the moment. Really expensive
stuff.
It's really expensive. It's all expensive. I go through that stuff like you wouldn't believe, man.
Yeah, very cool. All right, well, let's wrap this stuff up. But dude, it was awesome. This is our first interaction. We haven't met before, so I appreciate you sharing some wisdom and dropping some knowledge on me because I'm always interested in learning and I'm sure we'll hook up in Toads a lot more now that I know I can ping you on certain things.
Yeah, I'm always there for you, man. Just hit me up.
All right, cool, man. Awesome. Well, hey, thank you for hanging out here. I don't know where Paul went. I'm sure internet decided to go south on him, but
he didn't want to hear it again.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I don't know. He's pretty good about absorbing that stuff. So awesome. All right, well, let's wrap things up here, guys. I appreciate everybody. W5IPA, Jeff, KS0JD, and Rabbit Ham. All you guys appreciate. Thanks for entering. And winning those things, the gifts. My gosh, my brain is fried at 12 o'clock, but all good. So yeah, and all those that are left in the chat, the 11, James and Chris, and I'm sure. Oh, Andy Colley's in there. I didn't even see you there, Andy. And everybody else. Looks like Grouch was in there for a while until he dropped off. But with that. Appreciate you guys all hanging out and supporting Live Free and Ham. And, Ziggy, you are always welcome to hang out with us anytime. If, you definitely want to hit us up on Live Free and Ham, we'll always, throw you the link.
I need some of your stickers if you got any.
I will send a bunch to you as well.
We're starting a joke where I'm going to grow it tall this way. I'm going to
well, we'll send you a bunch. You good on QRZ?
I am. Yes.
Okay, cool. I'll send them a bunch your way, and then expect those in the mail. So I'll drop those out in a couple of days. Sweet. All right. Well, with that, thanks again for hanging out. Yeah. Well, it shouldn't be that hard. Yeah. I'm in pretty good sorts with Tio. I can say, "Hey, Tio, what's Ziggy's call sign?" And he'll be like, "Yeah, sure, here you go."
He will too.
I'm sure he'll sell you out pretty fast. So awesome, man. Well, hey guys, thank you again for hanging out with us. We appreciate it. And with that, we are going to say 7-3. Have a good night, and we're gonna roll those bean credits. Come on, close. There we go.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good